Okay. We finished period of armed peace. We're just about to start the course of the war. War starts from which part of the world? War starts from which part of the world? Exact place. Bosnia. Yes, please. Why? Bosnia ekkadundana Balkan area? Yes, please. Okay. The course. Course of the war. Now, something happened there. We just now saw yesterday that Austria in 1908 had annexed two areas. Yes, please. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Both these areas were wanted by whom? Serbia wanted to unite them into a big Slav nation, but annexed by Austria. And then the spark comes from Bosnia. And now here, the Austrian king, the here and HEIR, is a successor. He is going to be the next king of Austria. Yes, please. Who is the here? Archduke Ferdinand. Archduke Ferdinand, Indana, Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand. This guy came to visit Bosnia because Bosnia has been recently annexed. He came for a military checkup. And there in Bosnia, a young man by name Gavrilo Princip. He is a Serb. And what did he do? Assassinated Archduke Ferdinand. Naturally, Austria is going to get angry. On whom? Not this boy. He's a boy actually. He's a young man. He will not, obviously, Austria will not declare a war on this guy, no? It will declare war on whom? Serbia, because it knows, it is expecting that whose hand is behind this? Serbian hand. And you will see immediately after this incident, Austria has given an ultimatum to Serbia. And Serbia, because it did not accept these conditions served in the ultimatum, and you will see Austria has declared war on Serbia. Now you please tell me, who will declare war on Austria? If Serbia is attacked, who will come in favor of Serbia? Russia. Now you see, without alliance system, now you please tell me, World War, is Austria a real big power? Serbia? Are these major powers of the world? Who are the major powers of the world? Britain, France, Russia, Germany. These are the real powers. Now you see these silly powers. These people, if there would have no alliance system, there would have been no alliance system, what would have happened? It would have been, you know what? Austro-Serbian war. Yes or no? But because these two people are having a lot of friends, now they will also get joined in the war. So can I say, can we hold alliance system as the first reason for the World War I? And yesterday if you see causes law, first cause mana rasindi entante alliance system. Now what will happen? Please tell me. Now you can write a small diagram there. Austria declared war on Serbia. So naturally, immediately, Russia will declare war on Austria. Second. Now, the moment Russia has declared war on Austria, what will happen? Who will come in favor of Austria? Germany. Germany will declare war on Russia. If Germany has declared war on Russia, who is Russia's friend? France. France will declare war on Germany. Britain is intelligent. Britain will not immediately declare war. Why? It is not on the continent per se. It is always like a watchman. You keep fighting, and when it comes to its throat, only then it will act. Till then it wants to, you people fight among yourselves. But now here, in this entire war, whose position is the most difficult condition? Germany. Why? It has to fight two-front war. Russia, one front. France, one front. Britain, no front, really speaking. Yes or no? It's an island. Really problematic situation is Germany. Let us see. And now is Germany having its own plan of how to deal with a two-front war? Yes, please. It has a plan called Schlieffen Plan. The Schlieffen is a military general of Germany. So we are going to see what is this plan now shortly. But then war started. When the war started, the alliances did not remain the same. The alliance actually changed a lot. What happened? If you'll see, as the war progressed, the alliances changed. So essentially what happened, the Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, they were the original fighters, yes or no? Here, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Italy were there. What happened to Italy? Italy moved this side. Here, originally we had Britain, France and Russia. Italy will join this side, and a new members will join this side, that is Bulgaria and Ottoman Turkish Empire. And later on, this side also some new members will join, USA, Japan, etc. Some other countries have joined this side. So the war started between two alliances, but then the alliances did not remain the same. So essentially you will say the war was between whom? Central powers, allied powers, central powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, Ottoman Turkish Empire, whereas this side, Britain, France, Russia, Italy, US, Japan. And if you see the war, there was one country which was dominating the entire war, at least till the almost the end of the war, till 1917. The first 3 years, Germany Atlantis, it dominated the war in such a way that it single-handedly dominated the war. Which means, what do you mean by that? It was giving the direction. Okay. All these members of central powers, they have only one option. What? Simply follow and support whom? Germany. And these people also have only one option: to react to German strategy. That is, even before these people will come out with another strategy, no? Germany would have already changed the strategy. You have only one option is to react to it. It is not allowing you to dictate the terms of the war. It is setting the terms, and these people have to follow, and these people have to only react. No other choice. It's still Germany. Okay, let us see. And this war, you will see, was being fought on land, sea and air simultaneously. Okay, the war was going simultaneously on land, at sea, in air. Is this important? Is this component important in World War I? This component, is it really important in World War I? No, please. Sea and land are actually main components. But in Second World War, you'll see, this will become more important, okay? So this, we will not study much. Only one paragraph I dedicated, if you'll see, okay? But sea and land are important. Even on land, we have two problem ain't it? Two fronts nadustuntadi. Western front, Eastern front. Western front, Eastern front. So what we need to do now is, we need to study each of these four: war on land in Western front, war on land in Eastern front, war at sea, war in air. Firstly, war on land, Western front. Now here we need to study what? The Schlieffen Plan. What is the Schlieffen Plan telling? Germany wants to avoid, it knows fighting a simultaneous war on two sides will divide your army. Yes or no? So why do you want to fight simultaneously two wars? So the plan was first to defeat whom? First, defeat France. Why they have chosen to defeat France on the western side first? Because they know Russia is a big country. It will take them some time for the Russian forces to reach the German border. And meanwhile, you will finish off France. Don't you think this is an overestimation of their own strength and underestimate of French strength? Yes, please. Over gada. You will finish off these people before they come. Next, first to defeat France. But again, they know defeating France is also not so easy. So they have another plan. Ain't it? You will not attack France directly through its borders, because if you see the map, the French, the Germany, obviously what will France expect? Germany will attack from where? The common boundary between Germany and France. But if you do that, there will be a lot of French forces standing here and guarding the borders, yes or no? So it will be difficult for Germany to defeat France. So what they decided was, if you want to defeat France easily and quickly, first defeat France quickly, how will it happen? Invade Belgium first. Belgium is a very small country adjacent to France. And Belgium, was it a part of the core? It was a neutral country. And according to war, law, it is wrong to attack a neutral country. It's clearly telling we are not a part of the war, you fight it. And unexpectedly, this guy is going to invade in Belgium. Through Belgium, they want to invade Belgium and from there enter France. Then France, you can occupy France easily. Why? Because they're unprepared. Na? They do not know that they are going to enter from here. And then after entering France, their mindset is to occupy Paris, which is the center, the capital city, and seal off the western coast of France, so that why? It doesn't want any British army to enter into French, okay, seal off the coast. And once France is defeated, once France is occupied, then the idea is to go to the Eastern Front and defeat Russia. This is the over ambitious plan of Germany. But then the success of this plan depended on two assumptions. Cheptara? Two assumptions. First, Britain will not enter the war until it is attacked. That is, Germany is making an assumption that if we attack Belgium, why will Britain enter the war? And AC assumption undadi. But then that was a faulty assumption that they made, because if you see the map of Belgium, it is right opposite to Britain. France is opposite to Britain. Where is Belgium? Just adjacent to France. But if you are occupying a neutral country, you are invading a neutral country, will Britain be more afraid or no? Because from there you can directly launch an attack on me. You are attacking even a neutral country. I am a part of the war. If you are not even leaving a neutral country, what would I expect that safety for myself? So that was a faulty assumption. And the second assumption is the Russian forces will take a long time. Some 6 weeks or so. But then, as you will see, both the assumptions have gone wrong. Britain has declared war after Belgium was invaded, and Russian forces will come sooner than they were expected. Yes or no? As a result, you will see the Schlieffen Plan is going to fail. So this plan is what is the Schlieffen Plan. And unfortunately, when this plan was being implemented, the implementation of Schlieffen Plan, what really happened there is that when Germany invaded Belgium, Britain declared war on Germany. Now you have a situation where you will find a situation like this. In Europe, this Western Front, idi France, idanta France, idi France, Britain. Will Britain send its forces now to Belgium? This is Belgium. And now the Western Front, suppose this is the Western Front. That is what is the front here? On this side of the line, that is the exact fighting border. Okay. On this side, who is there? Which forces? German forces. And from this side now, you please tell me, how many forces are stopping Germany? British forces are there, French forces are there, and Belgium forces are there. But because Britain also did not expect this, Belgium also did not expect, France also did not expect, for a long time, what happened to this line? This was moving, can I say, more towards France, deeper and deeper into France. Yes, please. You will see that the Western Front, this is the Western Front, this line is the Western Front. This, over a period of time, the Western Front was being pushed deep into France. And over a period of time, they occupied entire Belgium is done. The line is now from here, it has moved till where, inside France, which means all these areas have been occupied under German control. Remember that. And now the war has entered into France. It is bitter warfare that is going on there. But there is a river, Chepali. River Marne is there. And this became the last fighting advancement of Germany. And River Marne is just few miles away from Paris. Now you please tell me, if Paris falls to Germany, can I say France is gone? So now they cannot allow that to happen. So these people few miles away from Paris, and you will see a bitter fighting that is going on here. And from now onwards, the German advance at the River Marne, the German advance was Chepale stopped. Now Germany is not able to go forward. The only chance, can I say, Schlieffen plan is failing? Yes, please. And these people already have a plan B. This is not that they are going to suddenly come out with this idea. When you put a plan A, you are going to a war, not going to an exam, okay? War keltunappudu, by mistake, any change in your strategy, you should be ready with a plan B. These people already have something in mind. And these people understood that what? While this is happening on the Western Front, what is happening Eastern Front? Russia is coming sooner than expected. Are you able to conquer France as you planned? No, because you have stopped here. And on that side, keep writing, on the Eastern Front, what is happening? The Russian forces arrived sooner than expected. As a result, Germany understood Schlieffen plan has failed. Obviously, will they change their strategy? Germany changed its strategy. Was Schlieffen plan offensive or a defensive plan? Schlieffen plan, was it offensive or defensive? Direct attack. But now, when the offensive plan has failed, what did they do? They adopted a defensive strategy. And what is the defensive strategy called? Trench warfare. Trench warfare. Now, what is the trench warfare? Now, this is a completely different type of a war. No one expected. Germany is a very dangerous country. What is trench warfare, by the way? I hope you can visualize that in your eyes. Trench ante ennana, it's a long, narrow ditch that you dig in the ground level. Suppose this is the ground level. I am standing right now here. Imagine, visualize that this is the ground level, okay? This is the ground level and I am standing here. Suppose this is the battlefield, level of battlefield. There you have soldiers of the enemy, the opponents, and here your soldiers are standing. Suppose if one side, German side, has understood that we are not able to proceed further. Why? Because these people are opposing us too much. If you're not able to go forward, the point is you should not even go backward. So which means you must stay this place only, because if you step backward, all the land that you have gained, all the efforts that you have put, all the time that you have spent will go waste. So the only strategy, that only idea in Germany's mind is, if you can't go forward, Chapale, don't go backwards also, which means you have to stay where you are. Is it really possible to stay on the ground and keep fighting? No, it's a possibility that they can push you back. Yes or no? Now these people got an idea that, why don't we start putting trenches? And now this is actually I was standing on this ground, and now because we dug some tunnels and trenches in the ground, what we do is we now get into these tunnels. Suppose this tunnel is even more deeper, and now I have the soldiers of my enemy. Where are they standing? At this level, no? At this level they're standing. And where am I now? I am standing, suppose this is going still below in Etlunta. My body is not exposed to enemy fire anymore. Yes or no? But what about the enemy's bodies? They are exposed to my fire. Unless these people started digging trenches, and from the trenches, firing and firing and firing, what will happen? Who is facing a lot of casualties? The opponent side, yes or no? What is the only option they have? They also have to build their own trenches. When you have built trenches, they have built trenches, what would happen? Please tell me. The war will come to a stalemate, a deadlock. Neither they can come forward, neither you can go forward. And this warfare is a very different warfare. This kind of warfare, can it be applied when you have advanced air force? No, you cannot. You were able to apply this warfare in the World War I because aircraft is still in a developmental stages. Imagine if aircraft is there, can you use trench warfare? No, please. I can come from the top, no? I can bomb you. Because air warfare is still not yet developed, these people are able to adopt this technique. And you will find trenches are dug on this side and trenches are dug on that side. If any one side tries to come out of the trenches and charge the other side, you can clearly see offense, I should have written one line, offense is suicidal. And defense is very beneficial. Yes or no? Can I say trench warfare is a, yes please, defensive warfare. Say I can't write all the points, it is not possible. It's a defensive one. Trench warfare is a defensive warfare. And this brings the war to a deadlock. a stalemate. What do you mean by a stalemate or a deadlock? Neither side can proceed further, but both the sides can preserve their ground. Is Germany still on the successful side only or no? Why? Because they have not lost an inch of land which they have gained from the enemies. Yes. And these people are only defending who? The French, Belgium and British forces are only defending that they will not get more area. Germany is not losing any area which they have gained by this warfare. But now there is a problem with this warfare. This warfare, see now when you generally, when two kings or two countries will fight, a lot of money will be spent, both sides. Yes, please. One side will win, one side may lose. If one side will win the war and they will grab so much of territory, will the resources from this territory compensate for the losses that occurred during the war? Yes or no? But now what is the problem here with this warfare? Money, both the sides will keep spending money, but they are not going to get any corresponding benefits from spending this much money. Yes or no? Why? You are fighting from this side, they are fighting from this side, your bullets, guns and all these things are being done. But are you gaining anything from there? No, please. So this warfare is actually very disastrous. This is going to be economically a very, very disastrous warfare. Why? Because it will drain your resources, drain the resources of both the sides, I used the word a war of attrition, correct? It is a war of attrition. What do you mean by attrition, Dilsa? A slow decay, a slowly decay outuntadi. Is it damaging both the sides? Yes or no? Because they're spending but not getting anything in return. That is why we call it as a war of attrition. And now this has reached a deadlock. Go back home and see some pictures of this. You might understand something better. Okay. Now, when all this is happening, will both the sides try to break this deadlock? Yes or no? Both sides tried to break the deadlock in different ways. Germany, it attempted some chemical warfare, that is gas, poisonous gas. Now there is a problem with this gas. What? It depends on the wind direction. If that wind comes back, it will backfire kada. Ante kada andi? Yes or no? Ala ardhamaindi waste ane. And the opposite side also developed something called gas masks. ఇంటికెళ్ళి చూడండి ఒకసారి, ఇంటికెళ్ళి చూడండి హార్స్ ఉంటుందా, హార్స్ కూడా మాస్క్ వేస్తారు. అండ్ దే వర్ యూజింగ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ రెవల్యూషన్ ఫర్ దిస్. హార్స్కి మాస్క్ వేయి. ఈ పాయిజనస్ గ్యాస్ హౌ మచ్ దే విల్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్? 1 లీటర్ 2 లీటర్స్ ఎంత మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ చేస్తారు తెలుసా? లీటర్స్ అండ్ అవి గ్యాలన్స్ అండ్ గ్యాలన్స్, లీటర్స్ మర్చిపో, gallons, you understand gallons? Gallons and gallons of gas, these people. But however, this strategy failed. Yes or no? Because they invented gas masks and there is a problem with the wind direction that might come and hurt you itself. That was Germany tried this. But then something better came from Britain and France. Tanks. Abba. Now you know that there were no tanks before World War I. First time they were introduced in World War I. Now how does a tank look like? If you just visualize it, it is an armored vehicle, yes or no? And that then wheels unte chusara, not traditional wheels undavu daniki. Dani itla untadi, oka chain conveyor belt la untadi. Why it is designed like that, you know? It can go into the trench, it can come out of the trench. It will not get blocked anywhere. That motion is called as caterpillar motion antaru dani. Caterpillar etla potadi? 100 legs untayi kada daniki, వెళ్ళిపోతుంది అది. Same way you'll see a tank is designed something like this. Men will sit inside these tanks and this will have a big gun coming out of it. You can visualize that. Yes, please. There is a conveyor belt and inside the chamber the people will sit, and now how much ever you fire from that side, it's not going to hurt me because this body is a proper steel armor body. The guns, bullets will hit this, but still the tank can go forward. And can it deal with any terrain? Even if it's a muddy terrain, even if it's a small lake or something, it will simply zip through it. Okay, that was the invention of Britain and French people. But Unfortunately, because even they are inventing this vehicle first time, the problem was it had a lot of technical issues. There was a lot of heat being generated inside, and sometimes these vehicles will go into the battlefield and they fail there, break down there. ఏం చేస్తావు మరి, ఏం చేయలేవు, yes or no? So even tanks they tried, but చెప్పాలి, failed. Please tell me, by Second World War, don't you think they will improve this system further? And even today, any war, on the land forces, the first vehicle that will come forward is this. In the olden times, before industrial revolution, how will two armies fight? గుర్రాలు వేసుకొని వస్తారు. సమ్ పీపుల్ విల్ దిల్ రన్. చూసిరా, సినిమాలు చూసిరా, ఇట్లా అని వస్తారు. ఏమి ఇక్కడ చూడు, గేర్ అయ్యి వెళ్ళిపో అంతే. నవ్వుతారు ఏంటో అట్లా, నిజమే కాదా మళ్ళీ? ఎస్, దట్ ఇస్ ట్రూత్. That is how these people have gone. Now, you please tell me, don't you think World War I has an impact on the military technology? Did it change warfare of the world forever? అందుకే దాన్ని వరల్డ్ వార్ 1 అంటారు మరి. If it is not a Franco-Prussian war, it is not a Austro-Prussian war, Battle of Panipatlu కావు. This is completely going to change the world's history forever. Till today, don't you think this is an important component? It will be forever, for a very, very long time at least. Yes, please. Okay. So they tried many means, but finally, did they break the deadlock? Hey, did they break the deadlock? No, they did not break. And keep writing. And the deadlock continued till 1917, 1918, in fact, till 1917 and 18. Why? Who broke it finally, you know? USA break chestadi. Till that point of time, it was not possible. Deadlock continued till 1917, when it was broken by US. Now, why did US come into war? That's another interesting story if you have read and come. Broken by the US. This was the war going on where? Land, Western Front. So now this started in 1914 and it will continue going till 1918. And imagine how much losses these people should have been facing. Yes, please. Because they are not getting any corresponding gains from the war. Only money spend. And war of attrition, and there is a point marchipano. Just listen to this. Imagine the soldiers are fighting in the trenches. Okay. How much ammunition must be supplied to them regularly? Ammunition ante bullets. Weapons ante me guns. Bombs should be supplied to them. Yes, please. Bombs, guns. How much food has to be given to them? How many years it is going? 1914 to 18 and until literally 4 years, day and night, every day, 365 days. ఏమైనా హాలిడేస్ తీసుకుంటారా వాళ్ళు? క్రిస్మస్ హాలిడే తీసుకుంటారా? వార్లో తీసుకోరు కదా. నవ్వకుండా నన్ను నవ్విస్తుర్రా బాబు మీరు. ఓకే, ఐ లైక్ యూ షుడ్ ఎంజాయ్ ద క్లాస్. ఒకట్రా, ఎప్పుడైనా ఫ్రీ ఉన్నప్పుడు వీ షుడ్ నాట్ థింక్ అబౌట్ అదర్స్. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడు కూడా డోంట్ ఎవర్ కేర్ అబౌట్ వాట్ అదర్ పీపుల్ విల్ థింక్ అబౌట్ యూ. నేను నా టీచింగ్లో నేర్చుకుంది ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ అదే, డోంట్ కేర్ అదర్స్. అట్లా అని చెప్పి ఇంకా రెచ్చిపోయి కూడా నవ్వద్దు. నిజంగా నవ్వొస్తే ఆపుకోవద్దు. నో నీడ్ టు కంట్రోల్ దట్ లా ఫర్ ఎనీ వన్ హూ విల్ థింక్ వాట్ ఎవర్ దే వాంట్, లెట్ దెమ్ థింక్. బట్ డోంట్ డిస్టర్బ్ మై క్లాస్. నాకు డిస్కషన్లు పెట్టి మీరు మీటింగ్లు పెట్టకండి అక్కడ. That is sufficient for me. Okay, come back. 4 years, 365 days a year, no break, 24/7. Yes, every day they are fighting. Do you think nights ఏమైనా బ్రేక్ తీసుకుంటారా అనుకుంటున్నావా? లే. These guys will be sleeping. 3 o'clock midnight attack స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. అంతే. వారంటే ఏంటి మళ్ళీ 3 o'clock ఏం లేదు, మార్నింగ్ 6 o'clock స్టార్ట్. దే బ్రేక్ తీసుకుంటా, అవి ఏం నడవు. 24/7 the war is going on. Imagine how much resources will be spent on this money. Now, don't you think who is benefiting from this? Which country is benefiting? USA. Enduku? You are destroying yourself. You destroy yourself. And all the goods that are necessary, all the weapons that are necessary for, obviously US is not going to supply to Germany, right? It is going to supply to Britain. It's going to supply to France. It's going to supply to Russia. But what about US economy? Boom, yes or no? Full demand. Its industries will be running in full capacity. And not only the present existing industries, more and more industries will be open to cater to this demand. Yes, please. Full-fledged employment. People get income. Demand will be going on. And all this war is going on. US is enjoying. Its economy is spiraling up and their economy is spiraling downwards. Yes, please. And can you clearly see that the economic effect of this war will be a shift in the balance of power? Yes, fall of Europe, rise of USA. Okay. Now, this was what was happening on the Western Front. Let us go and see what is happening on the Eastern Front now. War on land. Eastern Front. Okay. Now, who is there on the Eastern Front? Russia. Now, in the previous classes we had seen, do you think Russia is so sufficiently industrialized to face an industrialized Germany? No, please. Russia is still, I told you, it is far from industrial evolution. Na? Keep writing. Russia was very less industrialized compared to Germany. What does it mean? Who will suffer? Russia is going to suffer very, very badly. Remember that. Now, this is what? The Eastern Front. What will happen? Which direction this Eastern Front will move? Towards, can I say eastwards? Because Germany, which is heavily industrialized, I told you it surpassed Britain, the mother country itself. And Russia is not. Russia papa maintenance. They don't have sufficient guns. They don't have sufficient bullets. Russian king అక్కడ జార్ అని ఉంటాడు ఆ టైంలో. This guy is sending millions and millions of soldiers. Only these people only job ఏంటి తెలుసా? Go and die, that's it. అరే లేదురా, వెపన్స్ లేవు వీళ్ళ దగ్గర. Machine guns are there. I told you machine guns, even a blind man, you don't need to aim with a machine gun. Yes or no? ఇట్లా కళ్ళు మూసుకొని ఇట్లా కొట్టినామని అంటే how many bullets will be going in 1 minute? ఇట్లా వెళ్ళి హండ్రెడ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఏందా మెషిన్ గన్ ఎట్లుంటుంది? ఇప్పుడు AK-47 మన పోలీసులు దగ్గర ఉంటుంది చూసినావా? తుక్కు కొట్టు ఇక్కడ. Simply mount that machine gun on a correct base and ante and that has a, if you have seen that, it has this thing, దాని డైరెక్షన్ కూడా చేంజ్ ఇట్లా అని ఉంటుంది నీకు. అది ఏం లేదన్న ఇట్లా ఫైర్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోవడమే. And Russian people, millions of soldiers are dying. Millions, not hundreds, thousands, lakhs until I know. I'm telling millions of Russian soldiers are dying. Now you please tell me, will these people of Russia be happy with their king? Can I expect that there can be a revolution inside Russia? Ostada rada chances unnaya. That is why what happened while World War I was going on, Russia is going to face a big revolution. We are going to see now. Okay. Now Russia is, please write down, Germany is heavily industrialized. Russia is very less industrialized. As a result, Russia was suffering huge losses in terms of money and men. Too many casualties. Millions and millions of people are being killed there. But still, this man is not stopping the war. He is not ready to quit from the war. He still wants to fight the war. And because Russia is losing, Britain and France are Russia's friends, no? What will they try? Britain and France, they were trying to, what these people were doing, through the Mediterranean Sea, they were trying to give some supplies to Russia, so that if the Russian defense will increase this side, Germany will become weak. And if Russian defense is more this side and Germany will become weak, Germany will be forced to divert some of its troops towards Russia. That will give Britain a chance to break the deadlock here also. But one country was stopping Britain and France from helping Russia first. Ottoman Turkish Empire. Okay, here the Ottoman Turkish Empire is here, and Ottoman Turkish Empire, there is a was preventing Britain and France from helping Russia. And that there is a campaign called Gallipoli campaign and Rasunta. So whose campaign is it? Britain and France campaign to do what? To send supplies to Russia. But who is obstructing it? Ottoman Turkish Empire. Remember this. After the war, when Britain and France will defeat Central Powers, will they take their revenge against Ottoman Turkish Empire? Will they take? Yes or no? తీసుకుంటారా లేదా? And that we remember, it will be connected to your modern India. Modern India students, are you able to recollect something? What is that? Khilafat issue. Yes, please. Other people, you don't know what that issue is. When I come to modern India, you will get linked up. Okay. So now that Gallipoli campaign was failed. There is one more point here. I forgot to tell. Russia is suffering huge losses. Money and men is going. Not only money and men, they are losing also territory. Yes or no? And territory. And you will see the Eastern Front is moving more and more east, deep into Russian territory, which means all these lands will be occupied now under German control. Did Germany win some territories on that side? Germany has won some territory on this side. Germany size before in the war in unte, now this side it has expanded, this side it has expanded. You see a big Germany now actually. But then after war, after defeating Germany, ఏం చేస్తారు తెలుసా? కట్, అంతే కదా వాళ్ళు. కట్ చేస్తారా చేయరా? చేస్తారు. ఎందుకు? Are these German lands? And now you will see there, remember all these points, everything will get connected a bit later on. This eastern front, can draw this here, all this has gone under German control. Now this, remember this portion of land, na? I'll give a hint now. They took this land from whom? Germany took this land from whom? Russia. Russia was on whose side when the war started? Britain's side. Yes, please. If Russia would not have faced a revolution, what revolution was it? Capitalist revolution? Communist revolution. What are all these countries? Capitalist countries. After that Russian revolution, communist revolution happened, Russia became a communist country. Will it be a friend of Britain and France anymore? No, please. Imagine if Russian revolution would not have happened. Don't you think Britain and France would have given back this territory to Russia? If Russian revolution would not have happened, Britain and France would have given back these territories which Germany has taken from them to back to Russia. Now you please tell me, after the war, they will defeat Germany. After defeating Germany, they will take away this area from Germany. Whom will they give it? Will they give it back to Russia? No, they will not give it back to Russia. Because why? Russia has become communist. Now they will use these territories and they will get a concept called nationalism. We will give these lands to the people of that land. They must have control. They will become very good, no? Oh, Britain and France. If the Russian revolution would not have happened, there is no nationalism concept. They will give these lands to Russia only. But because Russian communist revolution happened, these lands have been given to the local countries over there. Those countries, one of that country is Poland. I'll make you right. I will see all of these points. And remember, Second World War starts from Poland. Second World War starts from Poland. And there are some countries, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and కొన్ని countries ఉంటాయి, Baltic countries అంటారు దాన్ని. All these countries, small countries were created here. You know why? What is the intention of Britain and France? They will act as a buffer between the capitalist and the communist countries. Chusara? Britain and France, they're ruling the entire world. The world's largest empire, second largest empire. Don't they know how to play the politics? They know it very well. Yes, please. I hope you understood that point also. Let us go ahead. And I'll link these points a bit later on. Gallipoli campaign also failed, which means Russia is continuing to suffer losses. Yes, please. Russia is continuing to suffer losses. What will happen? Revolution has come. People got angry. A Russian revolution, and this Russian revolution happened in the year 1917, led by Lenin, and this is a communist revolution. And after this, what did Lenin do? Did he continue the war? No. Lenin quit the war. And you know, Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, okay? He requested Germany, I do not want to fight a war with you. I want to quit the war. Germany told what? Okay, go. But what all territories we took away from you, we will not give a single inch. Lenin said, because Russia is a country, huh? It is such a big country. Okay, you want to take this? You take. No problem. If time permits, really tomorrow, I will take those lands back again. I just need some time. I should strengthen myself inside Russia because I've got power. Just now I got power. So what did this man do? He signed the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Between Russia and Germany, and Russia surrendered all the territories occupied by Germany and quit the war. What is the advantage for Germany? One front war, ఇప్పుడు అయిపోయింది, ఇంకా 2 front war లేదు దానికి, అంతేనా? Germany will become more powerful. Advantage to Germany. Only one front war. You see here, I'm not talking anything about Italy. I'm not talking about anything about Austria-Hungary and all these things. What is Austria-Hungary doing? You please tell me. Simply silently supporting Germany. Go there ante go there, come here ante come here. Ante. I'm doing an attack. Send me soldiers, troops. That's all. Do this. Send me here ante they have to send. That's all. Everything planning is done by one-handed. Now, what is the question they asked in the mains? To what extent can Germany be held responsible for both the world wars? Why are they asking only Germany then? అర్థమైందా? How much they are dominating the war? Single handedly మొత్తం వాడే గేమ్, స్క్రిప్ట్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్, డైరెక్టర్, యాక్టర్ అన్ని వాడే. One front war now. This is what is happening on the Eastern Front. The war in Eastern Front has come to an end in 1917. It's clearly, now you please tell me, even in 1917, the war is in whose favor? Germany's favor. Clearly, Germany is about to win the war, but that is not going to happen. Something else will happen. And the tables will turn in where? Not on land, but on sea. War at sea. Now, you please tell me, at sea, who is powerful? Britain. But now, using its supremacy at sea, what did Britain do? It put a naval blockade on whom? Germany. Which means, because, now you please tell me, if you want to sustain the trench warfare, your country constantly must provide supplies to the trench warfare soldiers, yes or no? For that you will require too much of imports from other countries. You please tell me, which of these countries can carry on the trench warfare for longer time? Britain, France or Germany? Britain and France can go on for longer time. Why? Largest empire, they have so many colonies. Germany knows one thing, that it also has colonies, but very, very few colonies compared to Britain and France. Can really Germany sustain this warfare for a longer time? No. And Britain, using its supremacy at sea, it has decided to block the imports of Germany. But then Germany has other routes. There are some neutral countries. They were managing to get that imports from neutral countries. That's why they were sustain the war. But now there was a surprise and shock for Britain. You will put blockade, huh? I will also put blockade. Unko blockade, మామూలు blockade కాదు మళ్ళా. ఏం చెప్తుందనంటే, on the sea, you may be a master on the sea, water. I will hit you from under the water. చూడు ఎట్లా జర్మనీ చూసినావా? అంత డేంజరస్ కంట్రీ. యుఎస్ఏ వేస్ట్. జపాన్ ఒకటి ఇంకోటి డేంజరస్. అది వరల్డ్ వార్ 2లో చూపిస్తుంది. అది దాని కెపాసిటీ వరల్డ్ వార్ 2లో నీకు జపాన్ పడుతుంది. యుఎస్, బ్రిటన్, ఫ్రాన్స్ అంత వేస్ట్ కంపేర్ టు జర్మనీ స్ట్రెంత్. Submarines have been invented by Germans because they have been planning what? They know on the sea, on the ships, who is strong. What has been the German strategy in industrial evolution? Will they enter the area where there is already competition? No, they will always try to find some gaps, vacuum, and there they will enter. Now you will see that Germany imposed a counter blockade on Britain, and this was complete shock. Counter blockade on Britain using U-boats. Chepali. U-boats ante underwater, undersea boats, or which you today in modern terms called as submarines. ఏమైంది తెలుసా? Actually, the British people did not even know that German have this. ఎవరు సైలెంట్గా బ్రిటిష్ షిప్, లుసిటానియా షిప్ ఉంటుంది. డీటెయిల్స్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ రైటింగ్, ఓకే. లుసిటానియా వన్ షిప్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్, బ్రిటిష్ ప్యాసింజర్ షిప్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అ సడన్ దట్ షిప్ కొలాప్స్డ్. సంథింగ్ హిట్ ఇట్. దాన్ని ఏమంటారు సార్? టార్పిడో అంటారు దాన్ని. దట్ ఈస్ అండర్ వాటర్ మిసైల్. And that has been left by whom? German submarine has released a torpedo, and that went and sunk the British ship. British awakened to reality. Enti? We are no more the masters of sea, because our supremacy at sea has been challenged, not by ships, but by a new weapon, warfare weapon, sea warfare submarine. And ఏం చేసింది తెలుసా? ఈ బ్లాకేడ్ అంటే ఇంత అంత బ్లాకేడ్ కాదు. It has, Germany has declared all the waters surrounding Britain, Chepali, as a war zone, and any country, any ship, whether it is passenger ship, tourist ship, cargo ship, military ship, we will not leave. We will simply bomb it. Is it wrong or no? What is the intention of Britain? What is the intention of Germany? Because Germany also knows what is the power of Britain. Is there so many resources inside Britain? Where is Britain getting all these resources from to sustain the war, its colonies? If you surround Britain completely with submarines, Britain will become economically weak. The trench warfare can be broken down. That is the idea of Britain. But what is the problem? Don't you think other countries' ships will also enter? Neutral. If USA is involved in the war anywhere, still it is not there in the war. No? Yes or no? Now you'll see. Britain water, this is British island, Britain, and this waters you have declared, Chepali, war zone, any ship, passenger, cargo, military, it doesn't matter which country, any country ship is going to enter this, I will destroy you, is given by Germany is telling this. But then, don't you think this kind of policy, I think I should have written that policy, Chapali, unrestricted submarine warfare policy, any ship, any country will be attacked. So they're telling that don't enter this area. If US US will get angry or no? Why? It is said, because of your policy, my economy will get hurt. Because USA is manufacturing goods and weapons, no? It has to supply to Britain. If it doesn't allow, their economy will get hurt. So naturally US is getting angry and saying, who are you to tell this? Who are you? Why are you putting restrictions on my trade? I will come. And see, USA. And then in this, that example is that Lusitania. It is a British passenger ship carrying 150 Americans. And now listen to the story. It is a British passenger ship. It is not even an American passenger ship. But it is carrying whom? It is 150 Americans are there inside this. And did it give the warning or no? You enter and will blast. And it is, moreover, it is whose ship? British ship only. So happily it blasted the ship. On what grounds it blasted the ship, you know? I already gave a warning. And Germany was claiming that there were some weapons in the base of the ship. And USA will tell the truth to the people? No. After the war finished, after Second War finished, Second World War also finished, some documents, classified documents under. Every government will have some secret documents. Immediately they will not be released in public domain. Later on, after World War I అయిపోయింది, World War II అయిపోయింది, then these documents came into public and the reality came into front that namesake it is passenger ship. Indeed, USA was sending a huge amount of weapons in the basement of the ship to Britain. And you please tell me, Germany is justified in attacking this or no? Yes, please. But at that point of time, will the American people know that American government is sending weapons to Britain? No. What would have American government told its people? So what did we do? We sent passengers and they killed our passengers, our American citizens. And government will give a warning. American government has cheated its own people, lied to them. Yes, please. And it has got some now moral authority in front of their people that we are justified in declaring a war on Germany. And by saying so, and after the incident of Lusitania, the US warned Germany of joining the war. And then Germany did not have any other option but to relax the intensity of the submarine warfare. Immediately in response, Germany reduced the severity of the unrestricted submarine warfare. But doesn't mean that submarine warfare has stopped. Remember, what has stopped is only unrestricted submarine warfare has stopped. Wherever it will find, and remember, it is not only in the British surrounding waters. Suppose on the high sea, in the Atlantic Ocean, if a British ship is going, German submarine, if it spots it, finish it off. Okay. So clear, it is like what they have reduced, they have not stopped it, remember. They only reduced the intensity and severity of this situation. Okay. And how long will this continue? This all went on continued till 1917. Now here, something happened which will give confidence to Germany. What? One front war is gone, which means now you have only to fight on one front, that is Western Front. In 1917, Germany felt that let us finish this war now. We already finished one side. Let us finish this war on another side. What will happen if I start, suppose, already Eastern Front is finished. Russia is gone. Western Front is there. In Western Front, is it really France or Britain which is more powerful? Britain. Britain is more powerful. If you finish off Britain, Western Front also will win the war or no? But if you want to finish Britain, what you should do first? Block it. Block it. Unrestricted submarine warfare. You have to resume or restart unrestricted submarine warfare. But the problem is, if you restart unrestricted submarine warfare, USA will enter. But there is one more advantage. Even if I start unrestricted submarine warfare today, will it take some time for US to react and respond to it and bring its troops till Germany? Yes or no? It will take some time, no? Meanwhile, I can finish off Britain. That is the ambitious plan of Britain. Meanwhile, I can finish off Britain. And if I finish off Britain, imagine how much I will be so much powerful on the entire European continent will be in my hands. Then will I be able to face USA, however powerful it is? Yes or no? That is what is going on the mind of Germany. And in 1917, when Germany ended the war on Eastern Front, it became confident and wanted to end the war on Western Front also. And this will happen when? For this, you need to restart Chapali, unrestricted submarine warfare. But what is the problem? If you restart unrestricted, USA will enter. But there is a danger or threat, that is USA will enter the war. Now, to tackle this, they come out with another plan. And for this, to prevent entry of USA, they come out with another foolish plan, Zimmerman plan. Over ambitious, anta kuda manchidi kaadu. And now you are dealing with a country which is far larger than your size. You can aim at Britain. Why? Britain is small. France, small. Russia seems big, but it is not industrialized country. Even then you can venture with Russia also. But now you want to take with the USA? That is not really correct. What is the Zimmerman plan? We all know that beneath America there is another country. Mexico. Yes, please. Now the plan of Germany is that Germany is sending a telegram, a message. That is a coded one. Coded. What you will find is, even if anyone sees this telegram, no, it is not written in German or English language or Mexican language. It's written in numbers 09. Digits. Unless and until you break that code, you will not understand who is sending, what is there in the message, and all these things you will never understand. So the Germany has sent a coded telegram. What is there inside this telegram? Actual message is that Mexico must attack Chapali, USA. Why? Because this will prevent, if USA is engaged in a war with Mexico, can it send troops to Germany? No, please. So this will, if you attack USA, USA troops will be locked up. In North America itself. And will this give some crucial time for Germany to wind up things in Europe? Yes, please. Meanwhile, the idea was Germany would defeat Britain. And after defeating Britain, Germany will become the supreme power on the continent. And then what is the plan? Germany will come and help Mexico, and together Germany and Mexico will defeat USA. ఏంటి ప్లానింగ్ అది? యుఎస్ అంటే ఏమనుకుంటున్నావా? చాలా పెద్ద పవర్ నాన్న అది. అండ్ జర్మనీ వుడ్ డిఫీట్ బ్రిటన్, అండ్ దెన్ టుగెదర్ విత్ మెక్సికో చెప్పాలి, దే వుడ్ డిఫీట్ యుఎస్ and become superpower of the world. They would defeat USA. Now that is becoming over ambitious, and even before the plan could be implemented, what happened? Emayin cheppala? The code was intercepted by British. The British intelligence agencies, they found out this code and they gave the message to USA. Babu, see, this is the plan of Germany. అంతే కదా మరి. ఇది నీ జర్మనీ ఈజ్ ప్లానింగ్ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ యూ, నైస్ సర్ప్రైజ్ ప్యాకేజ్. అండ్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ వాట్ విల్ యూఎస్ డూ ఇమీడియట్లీ? USA is not going to wait for another Lusitania now. It is going to declare war on Germany. And finally, with entry, US entered the war. Now, will the war change in the favor of Allied powers? Yes or no? With this, war changed in the favor of Allied powers. So it was not land, it was actually war at sea which turned the tables, okay? Because if without Zimmerman plan, without unrestricted submarine warfare, will US enter the war? No, please, it would not want. Why would it want to enter the war? It will not. Okay. War in air. I'm not writing anything over there. You can just look at that directly from the handout. Emundana. Germany actually started warfare also in air also. It came out with some airships. Go back home and just look at this Zeppelin. Big balloons, nana. It's oval shaped balloons untai anamata. Inside this, they were trying to do something like this. But this, it was very easy to destroy these airships. ఒకటి కొట్టినామనంటే that gas inside will go away and that airship will fall. So it was in early stages of development. Air warfare did not play an important role. Thus, what purpose they were using mainly the aircraft for? Not for fighting, but for intelligence gathering. The aircraft will go over the enemy territory. They will take photographs and all these things and come back and tell the team, the country, where are the troops of the other opponents and all these things. Apart from that, they will really did not play any much important role. But as we will see in the World War II, Chepale, air warfare is the most dominant warfare. Air is going to change everything. Air warfare, can I say, it will bring the battle into your houses, onto the streets, yes or no? It will blur the lines between civilians and military, because there is no limit for where your aircraft can grow. Okay, that's all about war in air also. And that brings us to the end of the war. Now, end of the war is important because it has a lot of connections to the next interwar period and World War II. Everything will be in this points only. Okay. Now with the entry of US, we all see that the war has changed in the favor of the Allied powers, and within a few months, US defeated Austria-Hungary, it defeated Ottoman Turkish Empire, it defeated Bulgaria, which means only one power is left on the central side, Germany. Gone, 4 members were there, Germany, Austria-Hungary, but Bulgaria and Ottoman Turkish. 3 of them have defeated within a matter of few months. In September, October, November. Between 3 months, September, October, November 1918, all the 3 major powers of central powers have been defeated. Did USA use some intelligence? Yes or no? Why? They did not directly attack Germany, you see. First they attacked all the supporters of Germany. If I remove the supporters, Germany will become weak. Yes or no? I pay in the finish. And next, now this is important for us. These people, what do? They start attacking the German forces on the Western Front. They broke the deadlock, and as a result, what really happened? The Western Front started being pushed backwards. Which means Germany is losing land. Yes, please. And the Eastern Front, what is the position? All the allies of Germany have been defeated, which means Germany has to fight all this war all alone, one single-handedly. Can you see that Germany is on the verge of defeat? Will it eventually be defeated or no? It is going to be defeated. There is no doubt about that, because now Britain and France may have been tired and they have been weak after 4 long years. But now USA is just now joined the war. It is very fresh and it has a lot of resources in its hand. One thing we can clearly see is Western Front is moving back. Germany has lost all its allies, all the supporters, which means the German defeat was inevitable. Now something happens inside Germany. Chapal. Revolution will happen inside Germany. Who started the war? Germany. Who started the war? Frederick Wilhelm II. He was the absolute monarch of Germany. What really happened? When German defeat was inevitable, some revolution happened in Germany. What was that revolution? In Germany, Frederick Wilhelm II, who was the king, he was kicked out of the country by German people. And German people, because they saw, now imagine, people etlanto telsa, people mindset, I'll tell you. If imagine, this guy would have won the war, the same people will garland you. Your hero, our darling. Adin cheptara. Now because he's losing the war, he's the enemy. He's the one who has let down the country. Yes or no, please? Ante, my people, most of the people atle untaru. Success they come, in failure they fly. That's all. Okay. So now these people have seen that who is responsible for the war? This man is responsible for the war. And they revolted against him, kicked him out of the country, and in his place they put another government. They declared Germany as a republic. And this revolution is called as, why it happened in November 1918. So this is called as November Revolution. And now this was replaced by Chepali, a republic, and that republican government is called as Weimar Republic. Why? Because this new government met in the first time they met in a place called Weimar. Remember this name. This will be used in Hitler also. When I come there, we will repeatedly use this name. And okay, I'll tell that later. Republic, Weimar Republic is important. Now, who started the war in Germany? It is Wilhelm II. But who is going to end the war, you know? This Weimar Republic. Now, did Germany, was it about to lose, or did it lose the battle already? Think and tell. About to lose. It has still not lost the war. And remember, there is one dangerous personality who is fighting in the German army. Hitler. Hitler was a member, a small soldier level, small officer type who is fighting in the World War I. Now, there will be some foolish people in Germany who will argue that Germany is still not defeated. Is Germany been defeated? It is about to be defeated, but it is not yet defeated. Na? Now, these people, German army people, are still ready to fight. USA is telling, Britain and France are telling that Austria is gone, Ottoman is gone, Bulgaria is gone, your Western Front is also moving backwards. You are about to be defeated. And ante, no, we will still fight. Who? Some members in the German army are telling, we will fight till we are defeated. But before being defeated, we are not ready to accept that we are defeated. So some kind of heavyweight people will be there. One among them is Hitler. Chinna story chepta vinandi. Hitler was actually extremely loving his country. You cheppina maamul patriot kaadu adi. Extreme level of patriotism. And anything extreme is dangerous. Yes or no, please? Anything in life. This man is a soldier there. Towards the end of this battle, US has already entered. All these people have been defeated already. Towards the end of this battle, there was some bomb blast happened there, and Hitler loses his eyes temporarily. 3 months he is blinded. Doctors have told him, 3 months we will blindfold you. We will not allow you to go out of the hospital. We will not allow you to open your eyes also. And within these 3 months, all this drama is happening. When he went into the hospital with the eyes blindfolded, did Germany accept defeat? No, it did not accept defeat before this man went into the hospital. Na? Till that point of time, Germany is about to be defeated. Even he knows. But did the German government sign the treaty and say that we have accepted defeat? No. By the time this guy comes from the hospital, he gets the news that what? German government has kicked out Frederick Wilhelm II, and they have formed a new government, and it is this new government which has accepted defeat. You please tell me, will Hitler love this government? Will hate this government or no? That we did not lose this government accepted our defeat before we lost the match. Any person will tell that they are going to be defeated, but these people are not ready to accept digest that fact that you are going to be defeated. We will accept defeat only when we are defeated. That is what is going on in these people's mind. You remember this point because I've already given you a hint there. Hitler ikkade unnadu, and when Hitler will come to power, will he destroy this government? Yes or no? In his opinion, it is this who is the culprit who is going to accept defeat. And problem ఏంటంటే, even when this government is, I'll write now, even when this government has accepted defeat and will sign a treaty with Britain, the treaty is so harsh, that naturally, not only Hitler, even common people of Germany, some people will start hating this government. You accepted defeat, okay, at least the terms of treaty should not have been so harsh. Yes or no, please? Yes, that is the root cause of rise of Hitler. I told you, what did I tell before writing the end of the war? The ending is the rise of a new chapter, Hitler. And Hitler vachinanante World War II. So the way World War I ends itself is clearly sowing the seeds for World War II. Okay, keep writing now. A revolution happened, these people came. And remember one more point. Did Jews kill a lot of, Hitler kill a lot of Jews? Even if you do not know, take it for granted right now that in World War II, this man is going to kill 60 lakh Jews. If you give him more time, no, he would have wiped out the Jewish race itself. Anta kopam badake Jewish, and why he had so much anger against Jews? What is Israel today? And this Jewish, this man killed so many Jews, na, that has a link with formation of Israel, and that formation of Israel has a link with today's Israel-Palestine conflict. Anni link e untayi kada. Everything, all the present issues come from past only, essentially. Okay, remember, you can write this point also. Many members of this government were Jews. I hope you understood why you will kill Jews. Yes or no? Okay, Jews. And it is this government which which allied powers signed the armistice. Armistice is an instrument of surrender by which you formally tell that we are stopping the war. For what? To see whether we can stop this war not by fighting but by negotiations. And they signed the armistice and the war ended. Okay. There is one small change. Page number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth para. First para, fifth line. Page 9, para 1, line 5. Are we using the same handout, please? Under such condition. Adena? 9th page, first para. What is that line? Under such conditions. Adena? 5th line. Grande. There you will see it led to the replacement of the constitutional monarchy. Is it really constitutional monarchy? It was absolute monarchy. Please strike that out. Absolute monarchy. It was replaced with a democratic parliamentary republic. That is what is called as Weimar Republic. Who started the war in Germany? Well, Wilhelm II. Who ended the war? Republic. Yes, please remember this. This will be useful for us to understand the later chapter. Okay. Now war has come to an end. Yes, please. Now, after the world has seen such a dangerous war for last 4.5 years, particularly Europe has suffered so much, don't you think these people will want to come and meet and discuss certain things? Yes, please. 4.5 years ago, 15 to 20 million people died. Don't you want to sit and discuss? What happened? Now you think, who will meet in this conference? Defeated powers or victorious powers? Victorious powers will come. Actually, when you sign a treaty between two countries, when you sign a treaty, both the sides must be represented in the conference. You should give the chance for even the defeated powers to put their terms. Yes or no? But here, this so-called Paris Peace Conference is a big joke because they are not making peace. They are tearing peace into pieces. They are literally going to sow hatred, hostility, because the kind of treatment they are going to give to Germany, yes, you will expect a reaction from that side, and that reaction is what? Hitler. Let us see what is this Paris Peace Conference 1920, 1919 to 1920. This was a conference of, okay, who met it? Who met here? It was a conference of Chapale. Victorious powers, that is the allied powers have met here. Britain, France, US, etc. Will Russia be represented here? No. Why? Communist అయిపోయింది అది. Otherwise Russia should also have been here. Ante isolation of Russia has already started. Yes, please. Start అయిపోయింది isolation of Russia. Victorious powers, conference of victorious powers. Now the question is, why did they meet? They have two to three agendas in their mind. First is that they want to compensate for the losses they suffered in the war. Whatever has happened, already happened. No, what you want to do? Rebuild your countries. So compensation will be one concern. What is the second and more important concern? Anyone can tell me? Future ga chudala. Ante, what should we do to avoid such wars in the future. That is the second important concern. This is important, but more important is చెప్పాలండి ఫ్యూచర్లో షుడ్ ఎన్ష్యూర్ దట్ సచ్ థింగ్స్ విల్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్, రైట్? ఓకే. ప్రివెంట్ such wars in the future. Is it a good idea or no? But now the way they implemented it's very bad. How you want to prevent such wars in the future? You know, these people are so dangerous people, the British, France and all these people. Actually, we should not blame USA here, keep in mind. Because when these treaties were being framed, US was telling Britain and France, don't be so harsh towards Germany. What is the answer of Britain and France to US, you know? Did you suffer any losses? So you will tell stories. We are the ones who suffered losses. So we will be harsh towards Germany. What is USA telling? Why it is telling don't be so harsh? If you be so harsh, Germany is already a proud people. They have, what philosophy they have? Liberalism. Huh? What? Nationalism. When you press them, what will happen? This nationalism will become ultra-nationalism. Yes or no? Again they'll rise, no? చెప్తా స్ప్రింగ్ తీసుకొని తొక్కితే ఏమవుతుంది? మళ్ళీ లేస్తుంది, అది గట్టిగా లేస్తుంది. Yes or no, please? So USA was telling this. Britain and France are justifying that by what logic? We suffered, you did not suffer. So you will tell stories, we are not going to accept that. And eventually Britain and France are going to be extremely harsh on these other countries. Now, their intention is, how do they want to prevent future wars? You know how? To suppress these countries which have risen against them so much, weaken them so much that they will never be able to rise again and challenge our monopoly on the world power. Yes or no, please? What will be the kind of impression the other countries will think? Those countries which have been suppressed, what will they feel? Ante only you want to rule the world and we must always be subjugated and subordinated and dominated under you. That India or China may accept, but a country where like a industrialized country like Germany and the people who are burning with a feeling of nationalism, they are not going to accept this. Austria will accept, Hungary will accept, Ottomans will accept, Bulgaria will accept, not. Germany is not going to forget this episode. The memory lo undipotadi adi, and they will rise one day. They will take their revenge. Now you please tell me, if Hitler is going to rise in the World War II, who is responsible for the rise of Hitler? Who is going to create this monster? Britain and France. Now listen. Yesterday we asked a question, to what extent Germany can be held responsible for both world wars? Avuna? Can I say First World War Germany is more responsible? Why? Who started the World War I? 1871 lo, when Franco-Prussian war happened, Bismarck defeated France. He united Germany. Ayipinda. What did he do? What is the mistake he did? Unnecessary alliance munde. He penetrated into France, humiliated France, declared inside the French avsarama. If he did not do all these things, what would have happened? Will France have any anger? No. Do you need any alliance systems? No. Militarism radu, nationalism radu, nothing would have come. Yes, please. So World War I, you should blame the structure answer etluntu telusana. In the World War I, although Germany must be given the primary responsibility for these factors, A, B, C, D, other countries also have to share the blame. But for the World War II, you will change the argument. Although Germany started the World War II, but the primary responsibility for beginning of World War II was Britain and France, because of so and so reasons. However, Germany also has to share responsibility. Did you understand the difference there? In First World War I and Second World War I, what is same, you know? We are not blaming any one country. We are blaming all the countries. But in First War, primary responsibility is on Germany. Secondary responsibility is on others. Second War, primary responsibility is on Britain and France. Secondary responsibility on Germany. Now this is the final understanding the UPSC is expecting from you. And in my opinion, this question was not correct. You should ask this question where, you know, optional adgu. There these people will have so much of understanding. If you think just by reading one NCERT books you will get this understanding of this kind of politics, it is not really easy. Not justified in, I am only saying that this question was not really justified, at least in a general studies paper. I hope you understood that. Please, let's go on. Now, how do you want to prevent future wars? The simple is, weaken the central powers to such an extent that they can never again rise and challenge the hegemony of Chapali, Britain and France. What is the other point that you are able to get? Can I read the same point in a different way? that Britain and France are clearly ensuring that no other power will ever rise to challenge these things? Yes or no? They want other countries to be subjugated forever. Will the people of these countries accept to such kind of a treatment? Not really. Hitler will come. If not Hitler, another person would have come. If not in 1939, 1949, 1959, whenever a chance would have given, Germany would have taken its revenge. There is no doubt about that. And now this is the intention. Na? How you want to fulfill these intentions? To sign treaties now. That will bring us to the treaties. For implementing this idea, the Allied powers signed separate treaties with each defeated power, central powers. I've given you a list of some treaties over there. No need to remember them, not necessary, absolute rubbish. Only one treaty name you should remember is Treaty of Versailles with Germany. Remember that? Why only Versailles? I told you already. That was a palace in which they humiliated. Na? So they will bring Germany and make them humiliate there only. Okay. Only treaty that we are going to see is Treaty of Versailles with Germany. But when you are making notes, just write those treaties. Okay. The names are Raspetesko name parla. Now the question is, what is the nature of these treaties? Were these treaties a result of negotiations by both the sides? No, please. They were imposed by victorious powers on defeated powers unilaterally. Yes or no? If that is the case, will these treaties be harsh towards the defeated powers? If it would have been evolved through negotiations by both sides, the treaties would have been more reasonable, less harsh. Yes, please. Unfortunately, these treaties were not a result of bilateral negotiations. Not a result of bilateral negotiations. But rather, they were imposed unilaterally by the victorious powers on the defeated powers. And naturally, these treaties were harsh, were very harsh towards the defeated powers. We can expect a reaction from there. If not from all countries, from one of them at least. There is something common in all these five treaties. All five treaties have some three elements which are common. Three common elements, common features in all the treaties. Weaken these people territorially, economically, in every angle. They want to weaken them. 1 second. Militarily, territorially, and economically. Weaken them economically. First, actually, I'll write territorially, because the best way to reduce a country's power is make it small. If you make India small today, India will become weak. Obviously, territory, you remove the territory first of all. Next, militarily, you can weaken them. Also, economically, you can weaken them. All the treaties will have these three elements or no? Yes, please. How they will, what they will do with territory? They will take away lands from them. And what will they do with these lands, They will distribute among themselves or make it on the principle of nationalism. They will give to the people of that lands. Okay. So they will nothing but reduce the amount of territory. Next, military. They will put restrictions on production, export and import of what? War materials. Anything related to war materials, they are going to put restrictions on production, and they will put restrictions on the size of army, navy. Now Britain and France will tell how much army and navy who should maintain. These countries, how much will you accept if China will tell how much military strength India should maintain? Accept this. Some people in the country will get angry with the kind of restrictions being imposed on them. Yes, please. So they are imposing restrictions on production, export, import and of raw materials and the size of armies. And economically, they will put a compensation burden. And that is technically called as reparation. War reparation. Reparation is a word coming from repair. R-E-P-A-I-R. That is, for our repair, you must give money. Why? Because you people started the war. We did not start the war. That is the claim of Britain and France. Now here I've given some details about one treaty, Treaty of Versailles. But again, as I told, no one is going to ask you all those things, but still I've given, because there are some points which are important for us. Okay, let us see. No need to memorize them. Absolutely not necessary. Go into Treaty of Versailles. Territorial losses. First area that will be taken away from Germany. Alsace-Lorraine. 1871, they took away from whom? France. Alsace-Lorraine will be given to whom? France. Next. France obviously also will get some other compensation. Was authorized to use the coal mines of the Saar Valley. There is a place in Germany on the western side of the Germany that is along the French border called Saar Valley. It is full of coal mines. And France, for this compensation, they gave France, use this Saar Valley coal mines for 15 years. You can use this. Whose mines are actually there? Germany. But now they are being given to France. Why? France has suffered a lot in this war. Yes, please. Third, Belgium should get some compensation. Belgium should get some compensation. Why? Belgium was not at all a part of the war, neutral country, but he attacked it. So they gave 2 areas to Belgium also. You pen Malmedy, you take. Northern Schleswig was given to Denmark. Denmark was also attacked in the process. So they gave one portion to Denmark also. Prussian Poland was annexed to the newly created state of Poland. Some time back I just now said something that the area which Germany had taken from Russia, which means that area which we today see as Poland was under whose control? Russian control. Okay. Now these people have taken, Germany had taken Poland from Russia and it is under German control. After defeating the Germany, what will they do? Will they give Poland to Russia? Why? Communist. If Russia would not have become a communist, they would have given Poland to Russia only. Yes, please. Please write down one line. Newly created, one second, Prussian Poland was annexed to the newly created state of Poland, which was created as an independent country. One small line, you will get, write it small. Which was created as a newly independent country. From the territories taken by Germany. From the territories taken by Germany. From Russia. From that, created as a newly independent country from the territories taken by Germany from Russia. Because they could not be given back to Russia. Because they could not be given back to Russia. Because they could not be given back to Russia. Anyone can think and tell me what is the principle by which they would have justified the formation of Poland? Nationalism. Poland people, they cannot be, how can we give Poland people under Russian people? Nationalism. Can we ask British that they can apply the nationalism on India? Adugocha? We can ask, no. But will they apply? No. Wherever it is suitable, they will apply. They will apply this principle on enemies and not on themselves. You understand how great British people are, no? Yes, please. Next. A large portion of the rich industrial area, or the area of Silesia. Silesia was another area in, not Poland, German, that was given to Poland. Now you are able to see which side is Poland of Germany? Its side, so some area they can take on Russia from Silesia portion, Prussia, Poland, everything is being joined to Russian territories are being cut on this side. So German territories are being cut on this side. You pen Malmedy to Belgium, Northern Schleswig to Denmark, Alsace-Lorraine to France, so Saar Valley to France, and this side some portion. Now you see what they're doing to Germany. The intention is you be like that only, we will rule the world forever. That is the intention or no, please? Yes, clearly. Will Germany, some people will come who will react against this. Please tell me who created Hitler then? What is the treaty? Can I say Treaty of Versailles, they were not making peace. That's what I told. They were tearing peace into pieces because they are sowing seeds for the rise of a monster like Hitler. Please tell me who is more responsible for World War II? Yes, although Hitler started the war, but where did Hitler come from? TOV. Yes, please. Okay. Next. Let us see the net losses. If you want to write certain points on TOV, I would ask you to write this one point because that is not giving you details but actually giving a summary. Let us see that. The net losses amounted to 13% of territory, 10% of population. That's all okay. But what is they've lost is 15% of agricultural land. That is also okay. You can manage. 75% iron ore and 25% more than 25% coal. What is the intention? They must not industrialize again. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? 75% ఐరన్ తీసేసుకుంటే వీ విల్ మేక్ మెషిన్ విత్ వుడ్డా? చేయవు, ప్లాస్టిక్తో చేయవు కదా. అంటే ఇంటెన్షన్ ఏంటి? యూ రిమైన్ లైక్ దట్ ఫర్ ఎవర్, వీ విల్ rule the world, dominate the world, and anyone will rise to challenge our supremacy, we will crush them into the ground. Yes or no? అది ఇప్పుడు చెప్పబ్బా. బ్రిటన్ అండ్ ఫ్రాన్స్ ఆర్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ వరల్డ్ వార్ 2. ఇంకా అయిపోలే. we will write 5-6 points blaming the British and France subsequently. Do you remember that story of Britain and France wantedly, deliberately supporting the rise of Hitler? Anyone can tell me why? In the expectation that this guy will go and finish off communism in Russia. Yes, please. There also we can say it is responsible. Who is responsible? Britain and France is more responsible. Okay, fine. Next. In addition to the territorial losses in Europe, as if these are not sufficient, whatever little colonies that Germany had outside Europe, all have been taken away. And you know what they did with these lands? They distributed among themselves. Who? Britain and France. Some of them they gave it to Japan. Japan fought in the World War I on the side of Britain and France. Go. Because Germany had, see, Africa, Asia is completely under whose control? Britain and France. If you see Pacific Ocean, చూడండి ఎప్పుడన్నా ఆస్ట్రేలియా ఉంటుందా? ఆస్ట్రేలియా, న్యూజిలాండ్, దాని పైన చిన్న 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 ఐలాండ్స్ ఉంటాయి. డాట్స్, లిటరలీ దే లుక్ లైక్ డాట్స్. మెనీ ఆఫ్ దోస్ డాట్ ఐలాండ్స్ వర్ అండర్ జర్మన్ కంట్రోల్. And if you take away from Germany, whom you can give that? Japan you can give. So they distributed among themselves and their own other friends, they distributed it. Rhineland was also demilitarized. Rhine is a river in Germany and it was also on the border of France-German border. Rhineland was demilitarized, which means Germans, although it is German area, they cannot put their military in that place, and it was occupied by Allied forces for 15 years. Please write comma and add one more line. Occupied by Allied forces for 15 years, comma, as a security for payment of war reparations. Ardhamainda? As a security for payment of war reparations. Till you finish the war reparations, we will occupy this land. As a security for repayment of, చెప్పండి. అవునా? జర్మనీ కాదు నాన్న, యుఎస్ఏకి యూకే ఇచ్చింది. యూకే, జర్మనీ కాదు. జర్మనీ ఏం చేసింది తెలుసా? మధ్యలో హిట్లర్ వస్తాడా, గెట్ లాస్ట్, నో రిపరేషన్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేసి చెప్పేస్తాడు డైరెక్ట్గా, ఐ విల్ నాట్ గివ్. క్యా కరోగే? ఎవడు? హిట్లర్. నై దే తో రే బై, క్యా కర్లేగా కర్లే, ఇఫ్ యూ డిఫీట్ మీ కమ్యూనిజం విల్ కమ్. అయిపోయింది. అర్థమైందా వన్ ట్రిక్? యూ వాంట్ టు హిట్ మీ, యూ వాంట్ రిపరేషన్స్, కిల్ మీ. ఓకే, ఆఫ్టర్ కిల్లింగ్ మీ వాట్ విల్ హ్యాపన్? Communism will come, it will lead Germany and then it will come and eat you. Amma Udra Hitler. What you want? You don't want to pay reparations? Don't pay. You want weapons? Take weapons. Ante kada ante. Ain't smart work? Smart work chinna tricketion kada. He simply played. Andike politics ante it's all like that only. Okay. Now territorial losses, as if these things are not sufficient, you see the military restrictions. Strength of army could not exceed 1 lakh. Enduko mara 1 lakh kuda? 1 lakh inde 1 lakh army. 1 lakh army untadi ekkadana? 1 lakh. Germany could not maintain any air force. Who is dictating these? Britain and France. Now you understand now why USA was telling don't be so harsh. Yes, please. What is their logic? Their logic. Why are they so harsh? You did not face losses. We faced losses. That's why we are so harsh. You pay for it also. Germany could maintain only a small navy, and obviously that is understood there. Without submarines. Yes, sir. Submarines is risk తీసుకోరు కదా వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ. Restrictions were placed on production, export, import of any war materials is coming in and going out and you are producing, we will not allow you. Hey, who are you to tell us here what should we produce and what should we import and export? You can clearly see the domination of Britain and France is very, very clear there. Reparations, I just now said, that is the economic angle. Germany was compelled to accept the war guilt, that is the responsibility for starting the war, and was thus made liable to pay a huge war indemnity to the Allied powers in order to compensate all the damages suffered by them. Please write one more line. Now think, okay, first I'll explain that. You please tell me, war అయిపోయింది కదా. In this process, don't you think Germany has also suffered a lot of losses? It is also weak, na? Now suppose war is finished, will German economy will try to recover, revive itself? Yes, please. When you're reviving your own economy, the surplus money that will be created in the economy, if it stays inside their own country, can the economic growth be faster? Yes or no? Yes or no? But if your economy is reviving and you are giving this money as reparations, what will happen? Your economic growth will slow down, whereas they will benefit. Yes or no? So here also the calculation is what? Germany should become weak. We should become powerful at the cost of. Yes or no, please? If your money, if the same money which Germany is paying us in the form of reparations, if it would have been available in German economy only, don't you think German economy would have recovered faster? Yes, please. Please write down that line. This ensured that German wealth was used for the economic growth of Britain and France. Economic growth of Britain and France. While retarding the growth of economic growth of Germany. While retarding the economic growth of Germany. While retarding the economic growth of Germany. Okay. Everywhere the plan is clear. Weaken Germany. Now, should these peace treaties be criticized? Yes, let us see very fastly. Kindly look into the handouts. I would want to make some underlines here. What is the greatest criticism? The very fact, the way these treaties were signed, yes or no, please? Please write down, underline that. What is that? Formulated unilaterally by the victors and imposed forcibly on the losers. And naturally they were one-sided and tended to be very harsh and unreasonable. What do these terms of this treaty reflect? You can see that there. Do they reflect the monopolistic ambitions of the Allied powers? Particularly Britain and France, to ensure that no other power threatens their hegemony. The treaties were designed in such a manner as to keep all the possible rivals in a state of perpetual subjugation. What do you mean by perpetual? Forever. You have to be subjugated and we will dominate the world. And if any power rises against us, this is what we are going to do with them. That is the indication that they're telling. Na? Yes, please. But in these treaties, what you can say is Britain and France showed an utter lack of political wisdom. Yes, please. They are not wise. They are fools. Please write down. Next. The treaties deeply hurt the pride of the people of the defeated nations and caused a sense of intense humiliation among them. Many people felt these treaties were unreasonably harsh and unjust, and thus there was a widespread resentment against these treaties. In fact, some radical sections, ultra-nationalists, obviously Hitler will be an ultra-nationalist, yes, immediately started demanding an urgent revision or even repudiation of these treaties, as they saw them as attempts by external power to subjugate and crush the spirit of their nations. They felt an urgent need to undo the injustice done to them by others. And such feelings only serve to create a sense of intense hatred and hostility among the people of the defeated countries against those countries which forcibly imposed dictated treaties among them. In short, these treaties sowed, please underline this line, these treaties sowed the seeds for another war which eventually occurred just 20 years later. That is the reason why we are holding Britain and France more responsible for World War II. Now, I do not know how many of you people have read this next para. Just read that para once, fastly. Moreover, the Allied powers. I already discussed that point, but I want you people to read it once more because there is one important point I want to say. Okay. Remember this. Now, actually before the war, Russia and Germany were neighbors. Yes, so there was no country in between them. But Germany occupied many of the Russian territories, which after the war were taken away from Germany again. But again, what did they do? Did they give it back to Russia? No. They created small countries, and one such big country just now we saw, Poland. Yes, please. Can I say, when they created Poland, was it really the genuine concern for the Polish people? No, really. Yes, please. That is not the main point. What? One, it is helping them weaken Germany. It is helping them weaken Germany. Yes or no? It is also helping them in weakening Russia. Can I also say Poland will act as a buffer state, and all these small countries which have been created in Eastern Europe, Central Europe, this is Western Europe, okay? In the Eastern Europe and Central Europe, don't you think these countries will act as a buffer against the further spread of communism? Yes or no, please? That is the idea behind creating these nations. చూసి ఎన్ని యాంగిల్స్ ఉంటాయి చూసినావా? ఉన్నాయా లేవా? Multiple angles will be there if you understand world politics. Okay, please. Now that is not the end of the story. There is one more country, big country that was there. Austria. Austrians were which people? German people. I told you they were ruling over a non-German empire. Yes or no? All the areas which were non-German areas, they were divided into countries like Czechoslovakia. చాలా కంట్రీస్ ఉంటాయి నాన్న, చిన్న చిన్న కంట్రీస్ వస్తాయి. స్లోవేనియా, రొమేనియా, చిన్న, you might have heard these words, okay? All these countries were actually not existing on the map of Europe at all before World War I. But all of these have been created by destroying which empire now? Austria-Hungary. And Austria has been made such a small country, inta chinna country. And you know what they told to Austria? You cannot join Germany. Austria, that also they put, you cannot join. See, I have written some 4 other treaties unaya. Trianon, one unaya. These points will be visible in those treaties, but they're not important for us. But did they break up Germany? Did they break up Russia? Did they break up Austria-Hungary? They broke up even Ottoman Turkish Empire. And Ottoman Turkish Empire, these people were ruling the area called, today which you call as Palestine, was taken under British control in 1919. And today, if Palestine is suffering, if Israel is suffering, it is again because of these foolish people, the British people. Ardhamainda? Palestine before World War I was under whose control? Ottoman Turkish Empire. But who took it under their control after defeating Ottoman Turkish Empire? British took Palestine. And that is why you find even today, they are suffering. People really don't understand the backgrounds, and they think it is Israel and Palestine which is fighting. Who is the root cause? Britain. Why is India, Pakistan fighting? Britain. Who created Pakistan? Britain. Who created Israel? Britain. They want people to fight. Why? Divide and rule. So don't think that just they were using divide and rule when they were here. You know, even today, the divide and rule policy is operating in a different way. That's all. India and Pakistan are fighting. If they unite, what will happen to Britain, you know? Can I say, in the entire world politics, 192 countries unnai kada, I will change one axis. India and Pakistan hypothetically become friends tomorrow, you know. Forget USA, forget China, forget Russia. World politics will completely change aitandana. Pattern will change. Yes or no? The chance is that China and USA can become friends then. Anta deadly India-Pakistan friendship. But these people don't understand the Pakistani people. They are seeing only their narrow benefits. If only Pakistan joins hands with India, we can turn the world. Will you accept that? Chera? ఆలోచించి చూడండి. If you understand something of foreign policy, if you understand world history and international politics, you will understand that this is the most dangerous axis in the world today. పాకిస్తాన్ ఎవరు సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంటాడు? చైనా. యుఎస్ఏ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో సపోర్టింగ్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? అవును, చేస్తుందిరా బాబు. యుఎస్ఏ హ్యాస్ టు సపోర్ట్, because otherwise if USA doesn't support Pakistan at all, Pakistan will completely go towards China. To prevent that influence of China, USA also has to support Pakistan. Let us not go there, but why did I go there is, these countries, if they are fighting today, it is not because of their own problems. Cheppalandi. Root cause, Britain. Please write down some points. But please write down, where are you writing now? In that paragraph, in fact, the world soon witnessed the devastating war in the form of Second World War. That last line you can write down. Most of these new countries that were created also had another purpose. Most of these new countries that were created also had another purpose. Anyone please fast? Na kadana? Put a dash. What is that purpose? Put a dash. To stop the communism. To act as a buffer against the further spread of communism. Put a small hyphen and write, to act as a buffer to stop the further spread of communism. Okay. To act as a buffer to stop the further spread of communism. Last para. Now these allied powers, when the war was going on, it was not a small war, it's a long war. Throughout the war, when other countries were asking, why are you fighting this war, what is the answer they used to give? There is something in the last para, first line. Several times amidst war, while war is going on, the allied powers claimed that this war, why are you fighting this war? Anta? We are fighting this war to make the world safer for democracy. Anta. These people are really democratic, no? If they're democratic, what should they first do? What should they first do if they're really democratic? First, stop trampling thousands and millions of people under your own feet. Why? Who are all these people? They're colonies. You are colonial masters. You are exploiting and dominating and subjugating them. If you are really democratic, what should you do? First, prove the democracy by liberating your own colonies. Will they do it ever? No, please. And see the sham claims of these people. We are fighting the war for making the world safe for democracy, and you will understand how this argument now falls flat on the ground, because just after World War I, you will see rise of anti-democratic governments. I hope you understood that. Please put that points in quotations. The war was being fought to make, from there, this war, quotation starts, this war was being fought to make world safer for democracy, quotation close. And again, another statement they were telling was, why are you fighting this war? Ante, this war will be the final war. After this, world will not find any wars. Anta. Emainma 20 years tarvata? What happened after 20 years? You get another war, no? That is these fools people. Illu malla manaki human rights cheptarabba. Britain, France, these people. Okay, that also should come into quotations. This war would end all wars. In history optional and all these things, you can ask a very beautiful question. The allied powers claimed this war was being fought to make the world safe for democracy. Comment. Adugocha question? Yes or no? Can I ask that question, please? Simply you can ask. You can blast these countries that time, Britain and France. Yes, please. First of all, they themselves are undemocratic, and how they can claim to make the world safe for democracies? Because you are a colonial empires and ruling millions and millions of people and torturing them. Are you a democratic country? Will a truly democratic country do that, please? No, please. If you believe in democracy, the democracy should not be only for your country. The democracy should be for all people. And second point that you can raise in criticism against the British people is that if indeed the war is being fought to make the world safe for democracy, what kind of government should come after the end of 1919? Democratic country should come. But what came? All autocratic countries only came. Russia lemochindi. Communism. Communism is democracy? Autocratic, totalitarian, authoritarian. Yes or no? One party rule. No political parties. No opposition. No free media. Nothing like that. What about Hitler? Democratic person? What about Mussolini? You will find undemocratic. Japan lemaitun telsa akada. Another dangerous government is going to come there. Militarism. Their civilian government is not ruling the Japan. Military is directly ruling Japan. Now you please tell me, militarism in Japan, Nazism and antaru. Edi German, Hitler's party is called Nazi party. Nazism in Germany, fascism, Mussolini in Italy, militarism in Japan, communism in Russia. Are these democratic countries? What does means? Last chapter 2022 mains, there was a question. Yes, please. Just listen to this question. There arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system between the two world wars. Evaluate 250 marks, 15 marks, 250 words, 15 marks. Though there arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system between the two world wars. Between the two world wars, there arose a challenge to democratic state system, which means what is he asking? What came? Anti-democratic systems came. You should write what? Why did these anti-democratic systems came? What are the reasons? Which were these? Which all countries you will mention? Russia, communism, fascism in Italy, in all you will pen. And how did they lead to Second World War? Ainda? That a direct question that's come in your mains. I'll make you write this question when I come to the next chapter. Okay. But I'm just trying to show you that that line may look very small to you. This war is being fought to what? For what? To make the world safe for democracy. But then did it make it safe or worse for democracy? Worse. And that you can see that argument there. Okay. And is this a war to end all wars? All wars? No, that also is not going to happen. Interestingly, as we shall shortly see, these claims turned out to be so hollow that soon after the end of the war, there was a gradual movement away from democratic form of government that led to the rise of several anti-democratic regimes, and eventually by 1939, Europe hurtled itself towards another deadly war, that is the World War II. That's all the criticism of the peace treaties. Now we come to the next heading, the effects of the war. You can clearly see I've divided the effects into political, economic, social, technological effects. Fastly, Nana. Don't you think there would have been a great change in the world map? Political map of the world would have been changed before and after the war. Many empires have collapsed, have been wiped out, and many new countries have been born. Yes or no, please? Let us see. What are those? The war resulted in the fall of 4 great empires and their ruling dynasties, and causing a great change in the political map, particularly of Europe and West Asia. In which part of Europe do you find more new countries? Central and Eastern Europe. Please write there itself. Because I mentioned West Asia. West Asia, why you are writing West Asia? Ottoman Turkish Empire, they destroyed, na? That is why I wrote West Asia. And in Europe, you write Central and East Europe. Can you tell me some countries? Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, some small countries like that. Let us see which are the empires that have been demolished. What about Russia? Romanov dynasty has been demolished. By whom? By whom? By Lenin. And he has replaced it with USSR, that is a communist country, the world's first communist country. Next, Hohenzollern dynasty. Who was this? Prussia. Gurtunda? That guy, Frederick Wilhelm II, comes from this dynasty. Was he kicked away from Germany by his own people? German Revolution happened and they kicked him, and Germany became a republic. Now you see, can I say that this is a more democratic government? Was Weimar Republic a democracy or no? Yes, please. But Hitler will destroy this democracy government and make it anti-democratic. Next, Habsburg dynasty. Which one? Austro-Hungary. Austro-Hungary Empire has been destroyed. And from Austro-Hungary, you will get small countries. As I just now said, that Czechoslovakia and all these countries will come from there. And then the Ottoman dynasty of the Turkish Empire was also replaced by several small nation states. I just now gave you an example of Palestine and other countries like that. Okay, world map has changed. Political map has changed. Next, please. The war also resulted in the emergence of, I just now told that point, what? New anti-democratic regimes and totalitarian ideologies like communism in Russia, fascism in Italy, Nazism in Germany, and militarism in Japan. You can write down the names also there. Communism in Russia, ante bracket lo pettesuko Lenin. Fascism in Italy, Mussolini. Show off as much as possible in the exam. Lenin in Russia, Mussolini in Italy, Hitler in Japan, in Germany, and Tojo, Japan. Hey, నవ్వుతారేంట్రా? ఇంకా నార్త్ కొరియా పేర్లు ఇంకా ఘోరంగా ఉంటాయి. కింగ్ జాంగ్ హుంగ్ వాడు ఉంటాడు. అమ్మ పెద్ద జోకర్ గాడు వాడు. ఎప్పుడన్నా టైంపాస్ నవ్వుకాలు ఉంటే వన్ వీడియో చూడు. బ్రహ్మానందం కూడా గ్రేట్ వాడు. ఓకే, థర్డ్ పాయింట్. The war also marked the beginning of the end of, ఏంటది? Beginning of the end of. అంటే ఎండ్ అయిపోలే. The end has started. Of what? European supremacy in the world politics and the beginning of the rise of US on the global stage as a world power. I need not explain that, you can understand that. World War I began the shift in the balance of power from Europe to US, and this shift was later completed by World War II. Shift started with World War I, completed by World War II. By World War II, who will be supreme power in the world? USA. Fourth point. Also, now in modern India also, you will get up across this concept. You will see they have written something about Indian national movement. August Declaration, non-cooperation movement అని కనబడితే చూసుకోండి. మోడర్న్ ఇండియాతో లింక్ ఉంటుంది మీకు. అది ఏం లేదన్న, సింప్లీ దట్ వెన్ ద వార్ కేమ్, Britain and France are involved in the war. They have empires, which means they have a lot of colonies. What will they tell to the colonies? You know, you support us in the war, and after the war we will give you this, we will give you that. And I say, you know what will they do? During the war they will take all the benefits. After the war they will cheat us again. And this happened not only in India, across all the colonies happened. Naturally, can I say, there will be an intensification of the national movements in all these colonies after the World War I. In India also, you will find this non-cooperation movement started in 1920. Khilafat non-cooperation movement. Why in 1920? 1919, World War I finished. We were expecting what? After the war, they will not give freedom, no, but they said that we will give you some responsible government and all these things. That also they did not give us, so we got angry, and you will see a huge mass movement, and that happened not only in India, but across all the colonies. That's the fourth political effect of these wars. Can I say that would have weakened colonialism to some extent? Fifth, damn important, We've already seen this point previously also. The emergence of the communist state in Russia also contributed to the rising fear among the capitalist countries about similar such revolutions by their working classes in their own countries. This fear gave rise to increasing hostility between the capitalist countries and USSR, which led to Second World War, later Cold War. In fact, please write down one line, which first led to Second World War rasan kada, please, before that, which first led to rise of Hitler, comma, Second World War, and like that. Which led to rise of Hitler, comma, Second World War and Cold War. Can I say World War I is responsible for Russian Revolution? If World War I would not have happened, people would not have become so angry with their Tsar, and the revolution would not have happened. So even Russian Revolution is an impact of World War I. Economic effects, I'm not doing that. You see it for yourself. What will be the economic effects there? Rise of USA, fall of Europe. I've discussed that point already. Social effects on women, on working class, on daily life of the Europeans and the national unity that come up. On women, I've already discussed this if you remember. When men were fighting in the borders, there was a vacuum in the factories because you need to produce a lot of goods. Who is going to enter the factories? Women are going to enter the factories. Will it give some kind of salaries into their hands? Economically, they'll become independent. In the family, their decision-making power will come up. And because these people have contributed in the war, did they serve their country also? Are they only looking after their families? Or they even in the crisis of the country, did they serve for the country also? Yes, please. How? If these people don't manufacture weapons in the factories, how will the men fight in the borders? It is not possible. So what will they claim? We are not just passive citizens. We also want to become active citizens. Give us voting rights. And did they finally give the voting rights to them? Yes, please. Dressing patterns also changed, I told you, because while working in factories, you really cannot work for free-flowing gowns and all these things. The fashion actually was gowns చేసుకుంటారు చూసారా మీరు Europe lo, and that too like many times it will like flow out of the body. And now in a factory, you really cannot do that. What you need to do is tight clothing is called. That's how these people started wearing shirts and pants and all these things. Okay, we really don't understand any of these things. So can I say World War I stands as an important landmark in the feminist movement in the world, which really gave a lot of rights for the women? Yes, please. On the working class, will it have some impact? Don't you think the importance of the working class would have increased in this war? Why? If working class will choose to strike during the war, will the governments be able to handle that situation? No. If you want to produce weapons, should the governments need to be more considerate towards the working class? Yes, please. Because if it doesn't give them relaxations, no. These people will go on strike. If they go on strike, you cannot produce weapons and goods and all these things. That will make your army weak. So if you want our war to continue, the government must give more and more concessions to working class. They have to give, no other choice. Did World War I help the working class increase their status and prestige? Yes or no? Plus, even the Russian Revolution, fear of Russian Revolution will also force these governments to give more and more concession to the working class. If you don't give concession to the working class, what will happen? They will choose the path of revolution. Like Russian workers. Yes or no? Ardhamaindi point two. If you don't give working class more concessions, what will happen? They will also take inspiration from Russian Revolution and they will create a revolution. But if your government becomes soft towards you, it says, yes, it recognizes you. You people have served us a lot in the difficult times of difficulty. We will give you more salaries. We will give you more bonus. We will reduce the work burden, etc., etc. If you do all this drama, their revolutionary spirit will be dampened to some extent? Yes or no? So in a way, for several reasons, World War I is improving the status of women. Working class also got improved. Next. Daily life of Europeans will change a bit. How? Discipline. Punctuality antara. Punctuality will come or no? Ostada rada. Enduku? When you participate in a war, you don't have a freedom that there you will count the fundamental rights, freedom of speech. Avem nadavappudu. Your country is in war. Yes, please. There is some concept, I do not know whether I wrote that here or not. Today, Israel from the very beginning, it has a concept called, anyone knows what is this? If you make ambitious, if you ask me one important suggestion I can give to government of India is this. Anyone? Compulsory military service for every citizen. Male, female, rich, poor, Ambani, Adani, come and serve in the army first. Compulsory military service of 2 years. Every person has to go. You are the big, ఇక్కడ మున్సిపల్ కార్పొరేషన్ వర్కర్స్ ఉంటారా, దేర్ చిల్డ్రన్ విల్ ఆల్సో కమ్ అండ్ స్టాండ్ బిసైడ్ యూ ఇన్ మిలిటరీ. నువ్వు అంబానీ కొడుకు, నేను అదానీ కొడుకు, షారుఖ్ ఖాన్ కొడుకు అంటే కూర్చునే చల్తా, పక్కకే ఉండు, దోనో జవాన్ హే బస్. విల్ దట్ బ్రింగ్ ఈక్వాలిటీ? విల్ దట్ బ్రింగ్ సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్ సర్వీస్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఫూలిష్ మైండ్స్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? మళ్ళీ అది దాని కాన్స్క్రిప్షన్ కంపల్సరీ మిలిటరీ సర్వీస్. ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ఇజ్రాయెల్ సిన్స్ ఫస్ట్ డే. వై? Israel, whether it asks or not, it is in war from the first day. Yes, please. అదంతే అది. Is all these Arab nations, are they able to fight Israel? ఏమైనా చేయగలుగుతారా? కుచ్ భీ नहीं कर सकते. क्यों? ఏం చేయలేరు వాళ్ళు. కుచ్ नहीं कर सकते, नहीं हो ही नहीं सकता उन लोगों से. ఎందుకు? డ్యామ్ డే. యు సీ ఇజ్రాయలీ ఉమెన్ సోల్జర్స్ ఎట్లుంటారు, ఒక్క పంచ్ కొడితే ఇట్లా ఫ్లాట్ అయిపోవాలి అంతే. మనం చచ్చిపోతాం, ఏంలే చచ్చిపోతావు చెప్తున్నా, అంత డెడ్లీ ఉంటారు ఇజ్రాయలీ ఉమెన్ సోల్జర్స్. బాడీ మూవ్స్ చూసినావు అనుకో, అంత ఒక్క వాళ్ళేం దే నీడ్ నాట్ హిట్ యూ హార్డ్ యర్, దే విల్ హిట్ యూ ఆన్ అ రైట్ స్పాట్ అంతే. అంటే పడతావు. మరి దాన్ని కాన్స్క్రిప్షన్ అంటారు. వై am I telling all this now? Don't you think World War I and World War II would have had some conscriptions in the European countries? Will it bring discipline? Will it bring national unity? Yes or no? A sense of service to your country? వస్తుందా రాదా చెప్పవు ఒకసారి? ఎస్ ప్లీజ్. ఐ వుడ్. ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది చూసినారు ఏదది, మీ మోడీ ఏదో పెట్టిండు, అగ్నివీర్ సంథింగ్ ట్రయింగ్ లైక్ దట్ ఓన్లీ. ఎస్ ప్లీజ్. ఎందుకంటే కొంచెం ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటనంటే, అగైన్ మళ్ళీ అదేంటి, పీపుల్ ఆర్ సీయింగ్ దట్ ఇస్ అన్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఆపర్చునిటీ కదా. దట్ ఆల్సో అవునా, చాలామంది అట్లే చూస్తారబ్బా. ఎందుకంటే there is poverty in this country, we cannot help it, but then it is true to some extent that even Agniveer program people see it as a, and I remember when that controversy happened, సికింద్రాబాద్ రైల్వే స్టేషన్లో ట్రైన్ తలగబెట్టేసారు వాళ్ళు. ఏందే డిస్ట్రాయింగ్ పబ్లిక్ ప్రాపర్టీ, వాట్ విల్ యూ గెట్? ఎవో ప్రాబ్లం గో అండ్. మరి గాంధీజీ ఎడిపోతాడు మరి. వై డోంట్ యూ టీచ్ లెసన్స్ ఆఫ్ గాంధీ టు దెమ్? చెప్పాలి కదా గాంధీ ఏం చెప్తాడా నీకు? నాన్ వైలెన్స్, పీస్ఫుల్లీ సిట్ కదా. మరి వై ఆర్ యూ బర్నింగ్ ట్రైన్స్? ఎందుకు బంద్ చేస్తున్నావు? మణిపూర్ ఏమవుతుంది మరి? మరి రాహుల్ గాంధీ ఎందుకు పోతలేడు? వై ఇస్ రాహుల్ గాంధీ నాట్ గోయింగ్ దేర్? వాట్ షుడ్ రాహుల్ గాంధీ గో టు అండ్ డూ టు మణిపూర్ వైలెన్స్? చెప్పు. శాంతి 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 అంటే ఫస్ట్ దే విల్ బర్న్ దిస్ గై. ఫస్ట్ వీని చంపేసి, అవును మళ్ళీ వీని బొంద మీద మళ్ళీ ఫైట్ చేసుకుంటారు వాళ్ళు. నాన్ వైలెన్స్ అవన్నీ పని చేయవునా, అన్ని స్టోరీలే అన్నీ. ఎక్కడ అగ్నివీర్ బాధేస్తుందా? అవి యూ సీన్ దట్ అగ్నివీర్? అరే సికింద్రాబాద్ నా రైల్వే స్టేషన్ మైండ్, నీ పుట్టి పెరిగిన ఏరియాలా అలా చూస్తే రైలు ఆలోచించారంట వాళ్ళు. ఏం పిచ్చిరా? అక్కడ అగ్నివీర్ అంటే టేక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అ సర్వీస్ ఫర్ యువర్ నేషన్. నో నాకు ఎంప్లాయ్మెంటే కావాలి దాంట్లో. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో ప్లీజ్? దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యాటిట్యూడ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ దేర్ ఇన్ యూరోప్, ఇన్ అమెరికా టు సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్. దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఫీలింగ్స్ కేమ్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ వార్లో. గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నా, ఇఫ్ యూ బీన్ గివెన్ అ జాబ్, యూఆర్ ఆల్రెడీ కాన్స్క్రిప్టెడ్ పర్సన్, యూ సర్వ్డ్ యువర్ 2 years అయిపోయింది, అండ్ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ అ టీచింగ్ జాబ్. వార్ స్టార్ట్ అయితే the government will give a notice, all able-bodied people, please report to your nearby centers and enroll yourself for whatever service you want to give. You may fight, you may cook also. It's not necessary that you should fight in the army. అవునా? ఆర్మీ సోల్జర్స్ నీడ్ సమ్ ఫుడ్. ఎవడో కుక్ చేయాలి కదా మరి దానికి. ఎస్, someone to wash their clothes, something, do some service to your country అనేసి they will call you, and then you please tell me, when you are serving in that, what will happen to your mind? ఫీలింగ్స్ వస్తాయా రావా? అప్పుడు నేను అన్టచబుల్, నేను అప్పర్ కాస్ట్, నువ్వు ముస్లిము, నేను హిందూ, నువ్వు షియా, నేను సున్నీ వస్తాయా అనుకుంటున్నా? రావు. అప్పుడు దట్ విల్ డిజాల్వ్ దట్ ఇన్ఈక్వాలిటీస్ బిట్వీన్ యూ. మెన్ ఫిమెన్ ఏముండదు అప్పుడు. సపోజ్ గర్ల్ ఈజ్ ఫైటింగ్ బెటర్ దాన్ యూ, షేమ్ ఆన్ యూ, అంతే కదా. అప్పుడు వస్తుంది నీకు. అప్పుడు మేల్ ఈగో వచ్చినా వేస్ట్ అది. ఎందుకు? ఫైనలీ హూ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ దేర్? యూ డూ ఆర్ ఐ డూ, ఇట్ డజంట్ మ్యాటర్. ఫైనలీ సమ్వన్ హ్యాస్ టు డూ ఇట్ బెటర్. హూ ఎవర్ డస్ ఇట్ బెటర్, that person will be given merit. Istara ledande. Yes, see the heading, that's why what it did. On daily life of the Europeans and national unity, what will happen to the daily life? Will they become more disciplined and punctual? Level of national unity will also increase. Okay. Technological effects. Don't you think World War I will give a boost to the research and development in technology? Why? Both the sides want to defeat the other side. They want to have better weapons. They want to have faster and more accurate weapons. Yes or no? And not only weapons, they would want to produce weapons and goods on a very much faster scale. That is, these countries had industries before World War I also. Yes, these industries would have had some capacity of production, this many goods in one day. Don't you think would they want to increase the speed of this production? Would they want to reduce the cost of the production? Yes, please. And it is not simply producing goods in less time, less cost, more goods, but also you need to have some faster means of transport. Why? Because these goods have to be taken to the borders of the country, because these soldiers are fighting where? Borders. And this movement should be faster. Can I say some improvement, some technological improvements can happen in the process of production? Some technological improvement will happen in the process of transportation, and some technological improvements can also happen in the field of communications. Why? Radio was greatly improved during World War I. Doesn't mean that radio was not there before World War I. Ochindi. Kani dan technology ni inka refine chestara. Yes, please. Why? Why is radio important in World War I? Walkie-talkies, what are those now? Walkie-talkies. Because if you have to coordinate, war is going on land, west front, east front, sea, air. Imagine how many regiments will be fighting in one country. Now you'll have to coordinate all of them. The military generals have to talk to them, each other, and the military generals have to talk to the soldiers and give commands to them and take reports from them. For that, what you need? Communication technology. You will find a lot of communication technologies also improved during World War I. Next, there will also be some improvement in this field. Yes or no? Medicine and hospitals. Why? Wounded people will be there. Wounds describe cheyala. Your ఏంలే వస్తుంది దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, షెల్ అంటారు, బాంబ్ షెల్ అంటారు, దాన్ని వచ్చి పడ్డదని అంటే యువర్ హ్యాండ్ విల్ బి బ్లాస్టెడ్ అని వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రష్ టు ద నియర్ బై హాస్పిటల్. ఏం చేయాలి అక్కడ నీకు? అది ఎంత ఫస్ట్ ఎయిడ్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ ఇవ్వాలని అంటే ఇంకా హ్యాండ్ లేదబ్బా అక్కడ. సమ్ టైమ్స్ షార్ప్నెల్ వుడ్ హ్యావ్ గాన్ పియర్స్ త్రూ యువర్ లెఫ్ట్ ఐ ఆర్ రైట్ ఐ. ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ నుంచి వెళ్ళి ఇక్కడికి వస్తుంది అది. అవును, మళ్ళీ వారంటే అట్లే ఉంటుంది. వారంటే దివాలియా కాదు కదా. వారంటే నువ్వు యువర్ ఫైటింగ్, యువర్ కిల్లింగ్ ఈచ్ అదర్, చంపేస్తున్నావు. మళ్ళా చెప్తున్నా లిటరల్ ఇక్కడికి ఇక్కడికి వస్తుంది. అండ్ దట్ పర్సన్ ఈజ్ అలైవ్. వాడు బతుకుంటాడు. ఆడికి ఎంత పెయిన్ ఉంటుంది. మరి యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమూవ్ దట్ అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎన్ష్యూర్ దట్ గై ఈజ్ అగైన్ బ్యాక్ టు ఫార్మ్. న్యాచురల్లీ ఏం చేస్తారు తెలుసా? ఇట్ వాజ్ ఇన్ డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ టైమ్ హాస్పిటల్ సిస్టమ్ యాజ్ వి సీ టుడే. దట్ యూ గో టు ద హాస్పిటల్, అక్కడ ఒక రిసెప్షన్ ఉంటాడు. దిస్ ఈజ్ కిడ్నీ, దిస్ ఈజ్ హార్ట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ బ్రెయిన్. ఉన్నాయా? అవన్నీ ఎప్పుడు డెవలప్ అయినాయి అనుకుంటారు? World War I. This kind of hospital management, because there should be specialized doctors for each organ. Yes or no? If something has gone into your stomach or something has pierced your pancreas, so clearly these people had all this hospital management also developed during World War I. So can you see, war also has some positive effects. But now point is, just because it will have positive effects, you can't go for war. Yes or no? But war also has positive impacts. We can see that. Okay, technological effects. Nature of the war. Something written in the bracket, please. Applicable to World War II also. So the same thing you can use there. Okay. First, the World War I was unlike all the previous wars the world had seen. Why? It was a war between industrialized nation which applied the techniques of mass production of goods to manufacture arms and ammunition on unprecedentedly mass scale, multiplying the destructive potential of war manifold. That is, please chapale, science and technology was the driving force behind the war. Thus, World War I stands as a glaring example for the potential misuse of technology, which clearly shows technology is a double-edged sword. This implies that technological development alone is not sufficient for human development. What is required, it is to be complemented by moral upliftment and inculcation of modern values, etc. Now, this war is generally called as a total war. Why? Previously, imagine when a kingdom or a country used to go for war, what will happen? The entire kingdom will live a normal life. The king with his army will go fight and come. Is the entire resources of the kingdom involved in sustaining the war in that situation? No, please. That's a basic war. Yes, please. But now here, what is the problem? When the country is at war, it is not only the military that is at war. Every individual is at war. Because if this is war, not a normal war, it's an industrial war. And if you have to keep fighting, industries have to keep running, producing, yes or no, please? So now please tell me, are these people producing pens and pencils? ఏం ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుర్రు? బాంబ్సా? ఎయిర్ క్రాఫ్ట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారా? బ్యాటిల్ షిప్స్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారా? గో బ్యాక్ హోమ్ అండ్ సీ సమ్ ఇమేజ్, చాలా బాగుంటాయి, నవ్వు వస్తుంది నాకు. యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ మచ్ టైమ్. అదర్వైజ్ సమ్ లాంగ్ బ్యాక్ వాట్ ఐ షుడ్ డూ, ఫార్ World War I I should show nearly 50 images, photos. I believe in visualization. When you see, you will remember more. అవునా కదా? ఒక World War II మళ్ళీ ఒక 50 ఫోటోలు చూపిస్తుంటాయి. ఎట్లుంటే తెలుసా? వన్ ఫోటో ఐ రిమెంబర్, ఉమెన్ ఇన్ World War II అని కొట్టి చూడండి, యూ విల్ గెట్ దట్. ఉమెన్ ఇంట్లో ఫ్యాక్టరీ ఉంటుందబ్బా, ఉమెన్ విల్ స్టాండింగ్ అండ్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఇంత ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఏంటవి? బాంబ్స్. ఉమెన్ మళ్ళీ అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది, బై దిస్ ప్లీజ్ అని ఉమెన్ వచ్చి అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ చేస్తుంటారు. అర్థమైందా? బాంబ్స్ అమ్మా, ఏదో టాఫీలు అమ్మినట్టు అమ్ముతారు వాళ్ళు దాన్ని. ఇట్లా మాస్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ దీస్ పీపుల్ వర్ డూయింగ్. నౌ యూ ప్లీజ్ టెల్ మీ, వై if men are fighting, women are doing these industries, are these industries working for economy or for war? War ante essentially, can I say, is why is this being called what war? Total war. Endukantaranda, the entire resources of the country are dedicated for only one purpose, that is war. All every person is involved, whether it's man or woman, rich or poor, all the items that are being now you please tell me, when the war, country is at a war, will you try to produce any other goods other than war goods? You will produce, but first preference will be war, and then only anything will come, secondary thought will be coming. If everything has been supplied for war only, then you will use for some other non-war purposes. That is why you call this as a total war. And then the last point is that there is a difference between, that is the difference between the soldiers and civilians also becomes blurred. Just now I told that. Yes please. Now you please tell me, are the women, and obviously some men will also be in the factories, na? Are these men and women in the factories, are they not soldiers? Can I say they are soldiers in civilian uniform? Kada, just battle, normal battle eskoni, they are actually working for what? Soldiers. Without these people, they cannot work. So they are also participating in military activities only. Now what will happen, suppose if Britain undi, Germany, in World War II, when air warfare will become more predominant, if this Germany will come and destroy an industry which is producing machine guns, is this industry a civilian target or a military target? Civilian, because it is being operated by civilians. But for whom? For whom? Military purpose. So naturally, although it looks like a civilian target, it is essentially a military target. And if I want to defeat this country, it is acceptable in the war that I can go and target these civilian industries also, because they are civilian industries operated by civilians but for military purpose. And if I destroy this, what will happen? Can I weaken the military capacity of this country? Yes please. So that is what I'm saying, that the lines between who is civilian, who is military, you cannot really tell that. Okay, that's all about the nature of the war. The same argument you can put it for World War II also. That brings us to the last aspect of the World War I, the League of Nations. What is this, please? Now, after the war is finished, everything has happened. Naturally, some people will think about what we should do to prevent such wars in the future. Kada? US President by name Woodrow Wilson came up with an idea that, see, why did war happen? Because there is no platform where all these countries can come and discuss their problems. Suppose if we have such world platform where Britain, France, Russia, Germany, Austria will come, and their representatives will come, and whatever problems they will have, they will put their problems in front of them, and they will discuss and solve the problem peacefully. This idea was given first by Woodrow Wilson, and the point is, America only doesn't join this organization. Sadira, you do read and come? Yes, please. America gave idea. America did not join. Endu delsa? There are some reasons we will see now. Okay. Now this man is telling we must have one such platform. It's a very, very good idea. Chalo. And how this organization will work? I've given one doctrine of collective security. What is this doctrine? First of all, the organization name is League of Nations, and this is nothing but the predecessor of today United Nations. Actually, before Russia-Ukraine war last year, I thought this was really a failure. But now I understood. ఇదేం పెద్ద గ్రేట్ సక్సెస్ ఏం కాదు ఇది. సక్సెసా? You do know why was United Nations formed? First factor for the formation of United Nations: prevent wars. Prevent wars is the first condition of United Nations. 1945 లో వస్తుంది అది, after World War II. Okay. I thought this was a failure. Now you please tell me, is this a great success? Not one, 2 wars అవుతున్నాయి ప్రస్తుతానికి. Yes or no please? Yes, 2 wars clear చూస్తాం. Israel Palestine is going on. Russia Ukraine 1.5 year అయిపోయింది. So don't think this is such a great failure also, because I thought it was. But once after Russia Ukraine war, is United Nations able to do anything? No. So if League of Nations failed also, it's okay then. You understood my point? Yes. If that is failed, I'll say that is even better. Why? Because that was the first attempt. This is the second time you're doing, and still you are failing, means it's your failure. Now, what is this doctrine of collective security? The collective security doctrine simply says that, see, if we have one common platform where all of us can come and sit there, and we will always try to solve our problems peacefully through negotiations. Yes, please. And if any one country, say, when a war starts, all the countries will start war in one day. That will never happen. No, one country will show signs of aggression. Some signs of aggression will be visible from any one country. Yes or no? With the doctrine of collective security, what does it say now? Suppose if all these countries, from all these countries, if country A is showing some signs of aggression, what should other countries do? It seems collectively attack. Attack will also come, but at a later point. What should they do? Boycott this country. They should stop all cooperation with them. Sanctions, విన్నరా? Sanctions. ఏంటి sanctions అంటే? Cut trade relations. Yes or no please? You know, USA had pressurized India so much in this Russia war. Why are you buying Russian gas? Why are you buying Russian oil? Mari, what are you buying then? India is buying oil, okay? They are buying gas. జైశంకర్ని అడిగారు, పోయి జైశంకర్ మన మూతి తగులుతారా మీరు? వాడు గలీజ్ గాడాడు. He'll blast you on the face. ఏమన్నాడు తెలుసా? See the mirror first. Go and see the mirror, and then you ask me. You are asking us, why are we taking Russian oil? No, why are you taking gas? No, gas and oil different. Mara liquid and gas kada ante difference, but finally you are using it for the same purpose as we are using it. Siggu తీసురా తెలుసా జైశంకర్? అమ్మ డేంజరస్ ఫెలోడ్. చూడండి, if you see, you'll understand what kind of a person is. Direct attack చేస్తాడు. He will directly, and that is not attacking, he is telling the truth. Yes or no please? ఈ చెప్తాడు, ట్రూత్ చెప్తున్నాడు. ఇంకో స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ చెప్తాడు అన్న. How much oil we take in 1 month, you take in 1 day. He says, this is a wrong question you are asking, you should ask this question to someone else. అర్థమైందా? అంతే కదన్నా మరి. 1 month లో మనం ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకునేది యూరోప్ will take in 1 day. And these people will ask us, sanctions ante, that is what sanction. They're telling us, stop taking oil from. What is the reason behind this? Please tell me. What is the logic? If A started doing some aggression, all other countries will stop trading with A. What is the logic behind that? Their economy will dip. They will not have resources to start a war. Now that is what is boycott and economic sanctions. And the entire doctrine of collective security lies on this principle. If this principle is applied properly, definitely that country cannot go for a war. But if that country is still going for a war, what does it mean? That these sanctions are not working properly. How? Vinand. Just though there are several ways here, people, they are intelligent, however they will find out some way. Suppose you say B country will tell, ఇప్పుడు USA ఉంది కదా, USA don't you think is getting Russian oil somehow? It will tell, we are not taking from Russia. Okay, don't take. B will take from Russia, no? Take from B. అర్థమైందా? You don't take directly. Now what will they tell to the world? We are not taking Russian oil. Where you are taking from whom then? B. Where is B taking? From Russia only, no? Ammali, em maatladutunnavu? That is how sanctions work. If sanctions will work only when you know, all countries will put that sanction. No, only then it will work. Even if one country is not putting sanction, ఏమవుతుందండి? There is a chance for that outlet unda. From that outlet it will reach to another country. From that country it can go to another country, and still that country can. Now you know how Russia is able to sustain its war. Even though USA has put so much of sanctions, it is sustaining because it is not. India will not bend to US pressure. We have our own independent foreign policy. And that is one credit we must give to this one man. If today Jai Shankar is talking so strongly, he's standing on the platform created by Nehru. How much ever you criticize Nehru on this one issue, you must bow down to him, because at that point you study in Cold War, USA and USSR were fighting each other, and they're saying, India, you will come our side or our side. Not you, not you. I will be in center. If I surrender and join your sides, no, gone. Gone. What will happen? India will become a puppet in their hands. Because once you are a side of one superpower, whatever that power will tell, yes, sir, nothing else you will have. Now, if Jai Shankar is able to stand so strongly, this is foundation. Nehru, this man. Otherwise, it's impossible. How much ever strong Jai Shankar will be there, no? He cannot speak so daringly and courageously on the international platform. Okay, coming back. Now, you see, let us see. The main aim of this organization, League of Nations, was to prevent future wars, and that logic was to have a platform where all the countries can have their representatives and solve their problems peacefully through negotiations, and it will function on the doctrine called Doctrine of Collective Security, which is nothing but if any one country starts aggression, all the countries will boycott it. And maintaining security of the world is not the responsibility of any one country, it is a collective security. That is why you are calling it as collective security. Now, the organization has been established called League of Nations, but did the organization fail in preventing wars? Why? 1939, Second World War started. There should be some reasons why our League of Nations failed. Let us see, and we'll close it today. The great country, Chepale, USA, which proposed this organization itself, did not join this organization. Now, what is the problem with it? First of all, why did it not join the organization? Two reasons. One, sometime back I said, Britain and France put the Treaty of Versailles on whom? Germany. What did USA told? Don't make it so harsh. You will get a reaction from there. Now, that is why, because USA did not like the harsh conditions of the treaty, it did not sign the treaty. League of Nations was mentioned as one of the provisions of the treaty. You got it, please? Yes. As a result, when USA is not signing TOV means, obviously I cannot join League of Nations also. That is one reason. What is the second more important reason? Why do you want to get involved in the European politics? Let these people fight and die. We will simply see from the side. Yes or no, please? It was really not necessary for US to interfere in the European politics. These were the two reasons why the US Congress and Parliament, lower house, it said, we don't want to join League of Nations. And what is the problem with League of Nations is not joined by USA? Essentially, who will be the members of League of Nations then? The same very countries which have fought. The same very countries which have fought World War I will be the members of League of Nations also. Now, such kind of colonial, selfish powers, do you think they will think about the world welfare, or they will think about their own natural? Now, such selfish countries, you cannot expect that they will do justice. They will bring democracy in the world, and this organization is bound to fail. Yes, please. Imagine if USA would have been there. Don't you think there would have been some moderating influence on these countries? And don't you think even USSR, will it be allowed in the initial stages? Will USSR be allowed into this organization initial phases? No, please. They allowed USSR somewhere in 1933, 1934 allocation. Apart they did not allow that. Imagine if USSR or Soviet Union would have been a member of League of Nations. The chances of success would have been higher. Yes or no? So now, USA is not there. USSR is not there. And naturally, this League of Nations is nothing but a group of colonial empires. That's all. Colonial powers, naturally, they will do only for their selfish benefits. Eventually, they will lead the world to another war. That is what is going to happen. Second point I've also covered there. Third, most of the members were colonial powers themselves, and they were only concerned with protecting and promoting their own selfish interests rather than working for an egalitarian world order. And often these countries did not impose economic sanctions because such sanctions hurt their economies also. If I put sanction on the one country, obviously it's not only that country which will get hurt, my country will also get hurt, because all the exports and imports that will come from and go to that country will also stop. So I would not want to put that sanctions. This became a major weakness as it undermined the principle of collective security and removed any check on the aggressors. Paragraph chapter would ఒక్కసారి next chapter open చేయండి. I'll just tell you how to read that. రేపు వస్తాడు హిట్లర్. What dangerous fellow రా బాబు. Very, very, అరే ఎంతరా, one man killed 13 million people. ఎంత? ఒక్క హిట్లర్. మా ఏంద్రా బాబు, అరే నువ్వు చిన్న, ఇఫ్ యూ కిల్ అ స్మాల్ ఆర్గనిజం ఆల్సో విల్ ఫీల్ బ్యాడ్ అప్పుడప్పుడు. అవునా? ఇట్లా చంపేసిండు అంతే. వీడు ఎంత డేంజరస్ ఫిలో అంటే, ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ ఇన్ సమ్ క్లాసెస్, మేబీ ఇన్ మోడర్న్ ఇండియా మెట్ హవ్ టోల్డ్ దిస్ guy invented a new machine which no one had even imagined, maybe bone crushing machine అంట. ఈస్ కిల్లింగ్ సో మెనీ పీపుల్ కదా, బాడీస్ ఫ్లెష్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది కదా, బట్ వాట్ ఈస్ రిమైనింగ్? బోన్ విల్ నాట్ డీకే. ఏం చేయాలి మళ్ళా? అమ్మ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ సమ్ మెషినరీ, ఈ బోన్స్ క్రష్ చేసేయండి అంటే బోన్ క్రషింగ్ మెషిన్ తయారు చేసినాడు. అర్థమైంది ఎంత ఎంత క్రూర మృగం వాడు? మాన్స్టరా కాదా? మళ్ళీ హూ 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 ఈజ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ మాన్స్టర్? Our great Britain and France, the so-called protectors of democracy, protectors, guardians of human rights. అంతే కదా, మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళే క్రియేట్ చేసిరు విని హిట్లర్నే. హిట్లర్ did not come by himself. He was created by these fools. And one man cost 3 million lives. And I told you, this is directly linked to what? For దీంట్లో 6 million are Jews. Nearly half of it is Jews. That's why they created. And that is the root cause for Palestine conflict. Okay, let's come back and see. Now you see, World War I has finished, and you see the heading interwar period. ఒక పని చేస్తారా? రైట్ డౌన్ ద ప్రీవియస్ క్వశ్చన్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్, విచ్ అడిగింది ఏది, యూపీఎస్సీ ఆస్ 2022 అనుకుంటా. ఒకసారి రాసేసుకోండి ఫాస్ట్గా. There arose a serious challenge. There arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system. There arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system between the two world wars. Evaluate. This was a previous question, sorry. Now, what is the importance of this period? Read and come. నాన్న ఇచ్చిరా, హ్యాండ్ అవుట్ ఇచ్చిరా, ఉంది కదా అందరికి, ఉంది కదా అంటే. టుడే దే గేవ్, yesterday, today. Start reading, okay? Now you see, the heading of this chapter is interwar period, which means after World War I, before World War II. So can I say this period is important because in this period there should have been some events which have actually led to World War II? Yes or no? But then naturally this period is important. Now, obviously World War II will not start from Africa or other continents. It will again start from Europe only, which means there should have been, after World War I, 15 to 20 million people have killed each other in the World War I. We have just now seen how European political map has changed so much. So many empires have fallen down. So many new countries have come. And what do you think? It is not only politically, economically, and socially also, Europe will be in a complete crisis mode. In such crisis mode, when people are suffering, can I expect some dangerous governments to come? Yes or no? When everything is peaceful, you will not find radical governments coming up. When will radical governments come? Napoleon, if today Napoleon comes, no, he will not have any value in France. Why? People are, when people face problems, when they are in difficulties, then they will look forward for leaders. When there is no problems, where do you want leaders here? No, you don't need leaders. Yes or no, please? When everything is going fine. But in a moment of crisis, leaders, and these leaders sometimes will be radical, authoritarian, autocratic. Okay? So now, can I say in this period, interwar period, just now sometime back we saw World War I is being fought for making world safe for democracy. But what will happen here? What kind of governments will come? Anti-democratic governments. Let us see only the heading I will show you. Interwar Europe, the heading, first heading bitna, condition of Europe after the war. You see the third para, second para, economically there is some problem. Second para, socially and politically also Europe is in a very, very difficult condition. This is the condition of Europe after World War I. Next page. Because the conditions are like this, so worse conditions, what kind of governments you will get in the next heading, chudandi? rise of radical anti-democratic authoritarian regimes. If everything would have been fine after the war, you will not get such kind of governments. You got these governments because it was conditions were like that. Now, next heading, characteristic features of fascist governments. These radical anti-democratic governments were given a special name called fascist. Why that name is coming and all will be written there clear in the handout. And the features, chusara, how many bullet points I have given? 10 bullet points have given. Each of them will be discussed in detail tomorrow's class, and there you will understand what is Hitler and all these things. You will understand it clearly. Now, if you'll see, first heading I gave, interwar Europe, economically, politically and socially, what is the condition of Europe? And because of these conditions, rise of anti-democratic conditions, and these governments are called fascist governments. So I've given some features of these fascist governments which are common to any government, fascist government, wherever it will come. Now the next headings I've given is, these fascist governments came where on? They came in Italy, they came in Germany, they came in Japan. So here you will see interwar, Italy you will get. Next, 1 or 2 pages later, interwar, Germany, maximum will be Germany only, till last, which is and almost come to last. Somewhere you should find last 1-2 pages, interwar, Japan. Okay, please, because fascist governments came in these 3 countries. There is a government in Russia that is also anti-democratic, but that is not fascism, that is communism. Okay, read and come.